Hello, everybody. Oh God,
Mother's
Anita
Day.
wanted me to say, "Hang
What?
on, your strap on. This is gonna be a good one, guys."
What? No, wait. What did you say? Hello, everybody, and then
I
and
know,
then
right?
what?
Hang on, I don't know. Whenever I start these things, I get a little nervous, so I'm like, just do random weird crap.
You said
But
that in the car accident.
you're gonna have to go nuts before this day's over with. I did say go.
So,
Yeah, it's going live.
how was your day so far?
It's been kind of like laid back, but it's sort of busy too. I went
Oh
to a
yeah,
friend's house because she's sick, and so I did a lot of stuff over there. But it was kind of laid back because it was my friend's house. So
you went to your friend's house to do work.
yeah, she was sick. So I went
Yeah,
to
right.
I went to feed I went
She
to feed her
lied to you.
and stuff.
She lied. What she say she have?
She didn't say she had anything. She can't figure it out. She's all stuffed up. She's sick.
You take your daughter with you?
You
You
better
put your daughter
her.
to work?
Yeah,
You put your daughter
yeah,
to work?
yeah. Heck yeah. What's child labor for if it's not for that?
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, here in Florida, it's legal now.
Oh, good God, I know.
It is. You can work on school nights from 14 to
Till 4
like
a.m.
yeah, yeah. On school nights. It's awesome. It's awesome. So this is going to be interesting for me because I think I've only been in your chat one time because I always miss it because I'm a new subscriber, fairly new to your channel.
Yeah,
So I've never got any of your notifications. So like YouTube is not used to sending me your notifications.
right.
So when I
Yeah.
look when I go back and watch your live streams and I look down the list, I don't know anybody.
Yeah, I
Like
get
I'm
it.
like Peter. I think I've seen CC one time. I think Uncle Smiley. I don't know who they are, so that's interesting for me because
These are all
I've been
people that
around.
help me out a lot.
Yeah, I've been around for a long time, so to see people I don't know is very cool for me. I
Oh,
like
well,
that.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Hi, Uncle
Yeah.
Smiley. Hey, Cece and Peter. Did I miss anybody? Because I can't scroll the chat because of the way I'm doing this. So, and my other phone is just not. It's keeps dying every time I'm not using it. So,
So you're on the TV looking at it.
yes, I'm looking at the TV. So, but did you have anything in mind for conversation tonight, or is it a? Did you want to just do a go with the flow type thing?
I'm cool. I'm always good at going with the flow.
Okay.
Um,
Well. Oh, hey,
did you
Jesse.
did you have anything? Oh,
No, I just
Sayla's here.
yeah. I just thought maybe we'd open it up and just do some questions first, and just kind of see where that takes us.
Q&As. I
Yeah.
love Q&A.
Awesome.
I can
Awesome.
guarantee I do this one thing on my chat every now and again where and we could do it on this one where we'll do a Q&A. People from the chat could ask us any question, preferably one that you feel the most comfortable answering. I'll answer first, and I can guarantee you everything I answer will be completely false. And then you could go ahead and you could give them the correct answer. Like it's
Oh,
gonna be completely BS.
okay.
That's
Like
always
fish
fun.
related or fish
Huh?
related stuff. Fish related stuff, right? Or
Whatever.
anything.
I mean,
Okay.
usually it's fish related, but my chats are not normally fish related. It always ends up talking about poop and butt.
Oh my God. I was just telling my mom how it seems like everybody and their brother wants to talk to me about their poop. And I'm like,
Yep.
I really don't need that in my day to day.
Yeah. It
I
always
actually,
ends up talking about poop and butts.
Right? Especially with
So
Brandon here. Hey, Mandarin.
I actually have a question for both of you. What are your favorite fish? Each of you.
Ooh, we have to pick one. Favorite
One
type of fish or
fish.
favorite individual fish?
Type of fish.
oh,
Two
type.
types.
I guess mine right now would be the electric blue Acara.
Also, this is a question for the chat too.
I need a.
So in the chat, you have to put your favorite group of fish. So she
No,
said type. She said type.
yeah, like I picked the electric blue Acara, but we don't have to put it in chat. Just say it. The chat can answer too, is what we're saying. What she's saying.
So I'm gonna go with. Oddly enough, it is not the angelfish for me. a lot of people think angelfish are my favorite fish. The problem with angelfish for me is I've done them so much, they don't have any mystery for me anymore.
Right. No more pool
Um,
water.
yeah, so at one time I was gonna say the angelfish, but for now, for me, honestly, I can't say I have a single favorite type. It's smaller cichlids around the 5-inch range,
Yeah.
like the electric blue acara, the zebra acaras, topaz cichlids,
I haven't
um, not nano cichlids like the badasses or
right.
any of those or like rams, not those, but I mean, even 8-inch cichlids I actually like too, like the Jack Dempseys and stuff, and
Yeah.
geos.
I got a red hum geos. I've got
Yeah,
2 of them. One of them I'm thinking about finding a new home for because he's a jerk and chases everyone around. So I don't know. I got to figure that out.
yeah. So I got to go with that type of fish because they seem to. Oh, hold up, wait, but if I had to give one fish though, honestly, my Fahaka puffers right now are really kind of giving me something to be excited about.
I knew you were going to say that. I was about to say, if you say Fahaka puffer,
Yeah,
you've
right
been
now,
talking about the Fahaka.
right now my Fahaka puffers are, but overall it has to be the smaller cichlids. But right now it's the Fahaka puffers.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. See, I agree because that's what the like South American cichlids, that sort of thing, air size.
Yeah.
That's why I like the blue acaras, the electric blue acaras. And I actually didn't know much about any sort of cichlid, like what a cichlid was, other than they'll destroy your plants apparently. Um, until I saw the electric blue acara, then I started getting more into it. And I still don't know a lot about African cichlids, but South American cichlids I know a little about. So, but that EBA is my favorite.
Yeah. So my favorite type of cichlid, honestly, is the Central's American cichlids.
Okay.
Just because, well, I do like the South Americans because they have more variety of shapes.
Yeah.
They come in different shapes. All the Central Americans have pretty much the same shape. The Central American cichlids have a little bit more of an attitude, and along with attitude comes a little bit more of personality.
Yeah.
It seems to come along with the attitude,
Maybe that's why my
so
kid was such a personable fish. That he's I count him as my first electric blue car, but I got him and hit 3 of his siblings at the same time. But he ended up about easily 6 inches, and he had so much personality. He would come eat from my hand. Matter of fact, if I fed him and I didn't put my hand in like this with an opening with the food in it, so he could come swim in it, he wouldn't eat until I put my hand in the tank. So, yeah, so he got a lot, but he had an attitude. He thought he was just all that. So, so that makes sense.
So, hey, you guys don't forget to hit that thumbs up for Shirley over here. Don't
Right?
forget.
Got to give me the love.
I don't really care if you hit it with your thumb. You could put the phone on the chair and twerk on it for all I care. If you do, film it and send it to Aqua Funk 00. Email it to me because I would love to see that.
I would too.
That would be,
You gotta share if they do. Hey,
I should do it. Once I start having fish for sale on my website, I think I'm gonna have competitions like that where I'm gonna have people send me stuff, videos, and winners will get free stuff. Like twerking on the like button will be one of them.
That would be a major one, huh?
Yeah, twerking on the like button will be a biggie, and the winner of the twerking on the like button will get free fish or whatever. Why on your other live stream? On your other live stream, somebody wrote that you were crazy.
Oh, so why?
In the comment, they wrote that you were crazy. Who? I think it was it Peter? I don't know. Are you crazy?
Well, it depends on your definition of crazy. I like to think I'm quirky, but there's definitely something wrong with me. So, are you talking about like right now or in general?
I don't know. Somebody said somebody there was like the first commenter, they put it in and they go, she's crazy.
Oh,
In a
that's
good way, I guess.
Christopher. Christopher
Oh,
likes to
Christopher,
think
yeah.
he thinks he's funny.
Okay.
I keep telling him to not quit his day job, but he said he already had. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Poor guy's never gonna make it, but what do you do?
that was like the only comment in there was,
Yep.
she's crazy. Didn't say,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing? Didn't say first. Just came in with, she's crazy.
Look,
It's
he
like, okay.
said something in the chat. He said something like, she is freaking crazy. I
So,
don't deny
yeah.
that. I don't deny it at all. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you guys want to do a Q&A, I'll be more than happy to answer a complete false statement. Like 100% BS. And Shirley can answer the correct statement.
Okay.
I love doing that. But
if I don't know anything about the subject, I'll just go by your answer and do the total opposite.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I know a whole lot. I just like giving people the wrong answer.
Yeah. That's always the fun part.
Mandarin Gobi says, Aqua Funk, what cichlid can, by the way, it's behind a heart.
Can
There's
go
a
in
little
a
heart here.
5-gallon planted nano tank.
What cichlid can go in a 5-gallon planted tank? That's simple. The best cichlids to go in a 5-gallon planted tank, that would be a giant gourami. Those are the best because you don't even need a heater. You don't need a heater for them. You can get them. They're not that expensive. You get them, and because they're from Asia, right? So they're used to the cooler temperatures. You get them, and you don't need a heat. They got the labyrinth organ. They're just like a beta. They're in the beta family. Go ahead and get yourself one of those. Plant that sucker up and put it next to a window and open the blinds up. Open the blinds up so you get plenty of sun, and you're good. Do it.
My turn? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, what? I forgot how opposite could be. Okay. Giant gourami, isn't that what you said?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. If you wanted to like fill the entire tank and not be able to move, and stick out places. Yeah, sure, let's do that. But then you want a heater. You definitely want a heater because it's tropical, and you want a big tank for that. If you want a 5-gallon, you need something small, like say you could do a clown killifish. I know those aren't cichlids, but I don't know any cichlids off the top of my head. So something like or a scarlet batis or black tiger dario, something that's really tiny, or even a small school of celestial pearl danios.
You gotta say badass.
Sorry, badasses.
Yeah.
So, and you want it heavily planted is perfectly fine for those fish. They love that kind of thing. With killifish, you need a lid. So always be sure you've got a lid if you get a killifish. But yeah, that's pretty good what you can get in a 5-gallon.
Or a giant gourami.
No, no giant gouramis. Do not listen to him.
If you get that. That's a good one. Maybe a single epistogramma or 2 checkerboard cichlids. If you want to be, Christopher, if you want to be like, average, I guess you could go with Christopher's, suggestion or the Moneyless Maven's suggestion. But if you want to be special and you want to be, think outside the box, do my thing.
He's not kidding about outside the box because that's exactly what that fish will be. Right, that's outside the box. He's not joking. That's what he means.
Trying to help. I'm trying to be helpful. I'm just trying to be helpful. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mandarin, you can put a single gardener eye or Austral. Some people do put pairs in a 5-gallon. I don't think that's enough room, especially since they get like around 2 inches or so. So I don't think 5-gallon is any more. Sorry, a gardener eye killie or Austral killifish. I keep mine in 10s. So
I'm not a big killifish person.
Do you know much about them, or just never been into them, or what?
I don't. Okay, so here's. So I tried to do like small fish.
Yeah.
I like a lot of personality, and I've noticed in my particular experience with small fish, tetras, killifish. Killifish are cool. Killifish, platies, guppies.
Yeah.
They don't seem to have a whole lot of personality.
Right.
One fish, to me, personality-wise, is identical to all the others,
Yeah.
except when you get into like betas.
That is. Yeah.
Now that does not include like the labyrinth fish. I think some of those have personality, like paradise gouramis and betas. They definitely have individual personalities. Paradise gouramis and betas.
Right.
Other gouramis, I don't really consider them. I've never had a giant gourami, but the next time I get a 5-gallon tank, I'm definitely getting me one. But I know I've had paradise gouramis and betas, and they definitely have personality. And I kind of go for personality. And
I do
those,
a lot. Sorry, go ahead. I thought you were done.
no, it's just the little fish don't have personality, so I kind of stray away from those. I'm not a big small fish person.
Yeah, I get that. There's some that I don't know if they would call them personalities so much as quirks that they have because of the type of fish they are, like Corys burying themselves in the sand or, swimming around playing in bubbles and stuff like that. That's kind of cute. But other than that, there's not a whole lot of personality there. But they are really cute. But yeah, I've noticed a lot with me too lately that I'm going a lot for personality. That's why when somebody offered me the Fahaka, I was like, I think I got to go with that. So, because I heard they have a lot of like a big personality.
They do. I have 3, and each one of the 3s have individual personalities, which I think is kind of cool. I really do. And that's one of the reasons why I don't like saltwater fish, except for predatory saltwater fish. Predatory saltwater fish have personalities. Sturgeons, all them other, like the tangs and those type of
experience with them.
I have, and they just kind of swim back and forth. They don't show any type of interest in you as a fish keeper. They kind of just they're just there. Unless you have, like I said, like a grouper or something, they kind of, hey, I want to talk to you. Come here.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm reading what Pelham said.
Oh, that's what I was about to do too.
Well, yeah, that's what I said. We said betas have personalities, yeah. But
anybody got a question? Sorry.
No, go ahead. It's all right.
I was just asking another question so we can go to another topic or whatever. But if you weren't done, go for it.
I do have some experience with killifish. Living out here in Florida, if you get plants from outside and you put them anywhere in your tanks, you will end up with bluefin killies. I think they're out here. You will end up with killifish. Yeah,
that's cool. I should go plant hunting down there.
You will end up with killifish in your tank, and you will find them randomly throughout the year, and they will be there because the eggs are everywhere.
I think the bluefin is the Nothobranchius brackevi, I want to say, or however you pronounce it. I'm really bad at pronouncing those.
Yeah, I don't even try anymore.
But if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's an annual killifish. So I only live for about 6 months to a year between there.
I don't know about that because I know I had a colony of them jokers. I had the tub. I cut a 55-gallon blue tub. I cut it in half, and I just threw a bunch of stuff in there. I threw dirt. I threw plants in there, and I didn't touch it for the longest time. And it had colonies of killifish that were just living in there. I didn't feed it. I didn't do nothing to it, and it just.
They die and spawn. They spawn really quickly when they start growing up. Like some of them within 2 months.
Yeah.
And they can spawn and they have the babies, and then the babies grow up and just started a little colony. Yeah.
Yeah, it was there for months. What's up, Andrew? How you doing?
Yes, Andrew. I meant to say, oh shoot.
What you do?
Oh my God.
What she do?
Okay.
She froze.
I took it out of the whole thing. Oh, that is a very what do you call it? Complimenting picture there. But no, I hit the button and exited out of my browser. I was like, how do I always mess that up? I do it at least once a stream.
That question that was asked of us about
Yeah.
the cichlid size,
Yeah.
that's actually going to be the topic of my next video.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be, and I'm not intentionally like I don't intentionally go. I need to figure out something controversial to make a video about, but
Right.
like I'll sit here and like usually it comes from somebody else making a statement, and then I'll think about it and I'll be like, what? Yeah, why is that? You know, like what? Why can't I do that? Like who said so? Like I've
Yeah.
done
Right.
it, but what? You know, like a lot of it's like that stuff that you do like you're not supposed to, but you're like, oh, I've done this and I don't really show it because I don't want somebody to say I'm a bad fish
Yeah.
keeper, but I
Yeah.
do that, you know, and I do it and I've been doing it for a long time and
And it works.
and it works, but apparently I'm not supposed to do that. And I know other people do it and they don't say nothing either. And I'm like, you know what? Why should I hide it? I'm coming out the closet. I'm coming, you know what I mean? Like I'm just, and
It's
because
like
that's what,
sorry, go
huh?
ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that's like rinsing your media under tap water. You're not supposed to do that either. But
Yeah,
I've done it since I had fish, and I didn't realize you weren't supposed to until like 6 to 8 months ago. And then I'm like, oh damn,
and
oops,
nothing ever happened.
never had a
Yeah,
problem.
so my whole channel has always been like the average fish keeper. So I'm like, I would be doing my channel and the people who watch my channel for my advice injustice if I don't address the stuff that they do, because we all do it, or we've done it in the past, but we just don't want to talk about it because it's a dirty little secret.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I am gonna address some things that I feel is a dirty little secret that we all do, that is not politically correct as far as the fish community
Yeah,
goes.
not acceptable.
Yeah, but it's funny because I'll do those videos, and when I do it, I feel so much better for getting it off my chest.
Right.
And then I think I'm gonna get a whole lot of heat for it, and I don't. In fact, I get the opposite. I'll get people being like, "Yeah, I do it too." You know what I mean? It's like people are like, they feel free to say, "Yeah,
Yeah.
me too." I just didn't ever want to say it.
Yeah, I didn't want to get my face jumped on.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah.
yeah.
Well, I can't wait for that one to come out. Hey, fishy things. Hey, mom, my mom's in here. Hi, mom.
Who's your mama?
Diana Burrow.
How you doing, Miss Burrow?
That's why she's saying the roar thing, because she's saying it to me.
Oh.
I started out. What started as for as long as I can remember, I will randomly text somebody that I text, be like, "Roar, I'm a dinosaur," if I get bored or something. And so the first ever live stream I ever went in, I'd never
like
watched a live stream before.
Peppa Pig?
What?
Peppa Pig.
What about Peppa Pig?
The baby pig. Rawr,
Oh, I didn't know that. I never let my daughter watch Peppa Pig because they made fun of fat people one time and they were laughing hilariously. And I was like, listen, that's not cool. So bye, Peppa. So yeah, Peppa's a brat, and yeah, Anita will never watch her again. I mean, she won't now because she's 15, but that's beside the point.
So, fun fact.
Okay.
My mom would let me watch Scarface, but would not let me watch the Three Stooges because she didn't like the way the friends beat up on each other. She thought it was so bad that those friends were so mean to each other, but I watched Scarface.
Okay. Shirley, how many weeks to cycle new 5-gallon tank and add an tank? If you put a sponge filter that's already seated in there, you're good. You just test your waters every couple of days to make sure you're not having any ammonia spikes and address it if you do. I mean, with a cycled filter, you should be good.
Shirley, how many weeks to cycle a 5-gallon tank and add old water and the sponge filter?
I forgot we were doing a thing. Sorry.
That's 6 months at least. You're looking at 6 months. Month per gallon and then one to grow on. It's like your birthday. It's a month per gallon and then one to grow on. You got to be sure. You want to be sure. You don't want to take a chance. All right. So it's 6 months. It's gonna be good. You're gonna you're gonna be good. So just let it sit there and percolate. All right.
Just if you
You will.
percolate, put that ammonia source in it because you're gonna unpercolate a bit. Okay. Let's see. You got anything else to say about that?
I actually do have a good. I have a good. That brings up a good talking point.
Go for it.
Something that I had a discussion with a person. It was like a discussion / argument. Have you ever heard of what's it called? In the chat, you guys know what I'm gonna be talking about. What's the phrase when a tank recycles its cycle, double cycles, cycles over again?
When it like after it crashed or something?
No, it cycles, then you don't do nothing to it, and then it cycles again, and then you don't do nothing to it, like you don't put fish in it, and it keeps recycling.
I don't know what. I have no clue. That I'm lost.
Okay, so here's the science behind it. Here's a thought behind it. So you get an aquarium, right? You start it. You put some fish food in there, right? It goes through its cycle, goes up, and then it goes down. You don't put no fish in there.
Right.
So it's zero. The ammonia is zero. Everything is zero. Well, your beneficial bacteria dies because there's nothing for it to. So as the beneficial bacteria dies, it creates something to start your cycle again.
Another ammonia source, yeah.
So it just recycles itself. Have you guys heard of that?
I hadn't heard of it, but I'm waiting for. There's a little delay, I guess. So,
have you guys heard of this? I mean, on paper, it makes sense to me. I've never did it because if anything, I'm putting fish in way too early. But I never waited for a tank to cycle and be like, it's cycled, cool. Wait, I'll get around to putting fish in it. But have you guys heard of this? Have you done it? Have you had a tank cycled and then waited around and it had to recycle it again because you let it sit too long?
I don't have the patience to let anything sit that long.
Well, we kind of did that with one of the tanks.
Which tank? Oh, well, no, it didn't do that. We just cycled it once and then it crashed and we cycled it again. Over my axolotl tank, it's not really recommended to do axolotl in cycles because they're really sensitive. So you have to cycle it ahead of time. Well, I was dosing ammonia and I dosed too much ammonia and caused my cycle to kind of basically die off a little bit. Well, quite a bit. And so I had to start over again.
See, people in the chat are saying that once they have a cycled aquarium, they keep adding to keep the cycle going. So the question is, see, and Christopher saying, and that's the whole point. Christopher saying no ammonia, no cycle. So if you don't do nothing to a cycled aquarium, will it lose its cycle? And then kind of, just from the processes.
That would depend on how much bacteria there was in there. Because if there's not much bacteria in there, the ammonia spike is going to be so negligible as non-existent. So, I mean, there has to be a big load of bacteria in there for it to make an ammonia spike enough to start recycling the tank, I would think.
Will an aquarium with no starter ammonia source eventually, through the processes of, let's say, algae, let's say bio slime, any of that will grow in water, when you get water and oxygen, will it eventually create some type of ammonia source? Because if you get water and oxygen, you're gonna get some type of biofilm.
Yeah. I don't think it would, because I don't think the ammonia spike from them dying would be enough to restart it. And I don't think there's anything else in there. If that ammonia's already been used up from other source, there's not going to be anything in there putting more ammonia back in. You know what I mean?
True. But if you have like for instance, like say you had a glass of water and you just put it on the counter, eventually there's going to be little stuff to grow in there.
Right.
Will that be enough bio stuff to start a cycle.
I don't think it would be.
What say you in the chat? It
And
will.
everybody that's come in, I'm sorry if that I've missed you. I can't check the chat.
Yep, all the bacteria. See, Christopher, I'm going with you on that. But will over time, stuff start growing and start a new cycle?
I think they would have
I
to
don't know.
take years and years and years for that to do that, to grow enough to start a cycle.
I say that some of y'all out there with so many tanks that you would be willing to try that should try that and let me know. I don't have the patience to have an aquarium with water in it and to totally get cycled and then not put a fish in it. I couldn't do it.
I don't know if I could either. I started to offer, but I don't know if I could do it.
Just to see, like, I just want to see if I could recycle this tank.
Right? Mandarin says they put some snails into the aquarium and added some fish food. That'll start it. Snails have a high bioload, so for a snail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I kept some of my. That's how my tanks, even when there's no fish in it, they cycle because I'm inundated with snails. So,
what about algae growth? If you start an aquarium and don't do nothing to it, but through light getting in there, it'll grow algae. Will that start a cycle?
Again, I don't think it would be enough. Not unless it got extreme, like super green water or something, and then it just all died off at once. Because, yeah, I think it would take a large amount for it to kickstart another cycle. Because you also have to have repetitive amounts for it to build that bacteria. Because it takes days to a week or more before you even see ammonia. And when you're cycling a tank with the fishless cycle, it takes at least that much for you to even see any signs of the ammonia cycling out sometimes. So it's not one dose of ammonia and all of a sudden you've got bacteria. You have to do it repetitively for a little while first. So
I agree. I just would like to see it on paper, see it be done.
yes.
I agree in theory with everything everybody's saying. I would just like to see it be done so I could be like, haha, I know 100%. Just like in your videos, your theory or your mantra of I want to tell you what I've done.
Yeah.
I would like to see it done or do it myself, only I don't have the patience to do it. So have somebody I trust do it to be like, no, I could tell you for a fact that this is what happens because Shirley did it. I can't do it, but Shirley did it. I trust her, and this is what happened. I would love to say that.
Well, let me see when I get things set up, if I have an extra tank and set up a little way to do it to measure this stuff.
Yeah.
And, do we start by cycling it to begin with and then do it, or just wait for it to grow something? That's the question.
Do 2 tanks, two little 5-gallon tanks, 2 little 5-gallon tanks.
Now we're talking full scale experiment, right?
Yeah, one you start the cycle by putting fish food in it. The other one do absolutely nothing to it.
Okay, I will see what I can do. I might have to get another 5-gallon or 2.
Yeah,
but they just the same.
Yeah, just a sponge filter. Put them side by side. Just a sponge filter, and that's it.
I think I'm not going to commit to that yet because A, I don't know if I've got the tanks yet, and B, I don't know if I've got the patience for that kind of thing. So I got to write this plan up and see if I can even manage to pretend I know what I'm doing with it. So, but yeah, that'll be fun.
All you're doing is just testing and writing down what happened. That's really all you're doing.
Oh, Christopher says his daughter is a parasitologist. I will get her to do it. She has microscopes to look at the amount of bacteria.
She a parapsychologist. Isn't that like the Ghostbuster? A Ghostbuster, right?
No. Parasites is what I'm assuming. Like studies.
No, that's a Ghostbuster.
That's paranormal.
Yeah, that's what it is, right? You're doing it a ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, you are. That's why you call them.
Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
She
This is
looks
bad.
for parasites in animals. That would be a cool. Hey, Christopher, that would be a cool experiment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would. I think
That
that's a
way,
good idea.
yeah, that way we could say like, hey, we know, oh, Chris's daughter did it, and her ghost tank, and this is what happened.
Right?
You know?
Oh, Cece's right. Ammonia can come from the soil as well. I mean, I never had a problem with it, but because mine are capped pretty well. But from what I understand, it can leach ammonia into the water.
That's why. That's why it has to be a totally
Fair.
sterile environment. So it has to be just a tank, bare bottom, with
Yeah.
a sponge filter, and one you use a food and one nothing,
Yeah.
and
Do
see
you
what
want
happens.
heater or no heater? That's another question.
Funk will get her. This heart is driving me crazy.
Get her on it. I will give her the tanks.
Word, Chris, you're the man, Chris. You're the man.
That's hilarious. Okay, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do no substrate. I think we should have a heater because the bacteria will grow faster with heat. So will things like algae and stuff like that. So I think it would speed up the process to use a heater. So
Well, it depends on what. Well, it depends on how cold or hot their house is.
I forget people don't do my cold water tanks routinely stay around 60 to 65 without any sort of help because I keep my house that cool.
Yeah. Well, I know like here in Florida, like when I used to do AC, we used to go into people's houses because they're from Florida. We used to go in people's houses, and when we set up their ACs, we were like, "Where would you like to set it at?" And they would say 78. And I'm like, "What the hell am I putting an air conditioner in your house for? If you're gonna put it at 78?"
Just get a damn fan or something. You
It's
know?
because they're hot blooded out here. They were born and raised out here. So for them, 78 is comfortable. I was like, get out of here. So in my experience, aquariums are normally 5 degrees less than ambient temperature. So 78 would put the tank at like right at 70, you know what I mean? 70 something, 73. So 74, 73. So I guess whatever it is, it has to be identical in the both. And the problem is if you put two heaters and one is off, it will throw the experiment off. Whereas if there was no heater, you wouldn't have that variable.
Right.
So
I would put them in a heated room then.
Yeah, they would both be identical in temperature.
Yeah.
You know?
Just couldn't be in my house because my house, like I said, the bacteria would never grow. The one when I did my Axie tank, I was just lucky. And a lot of people, when they do cycle an axolotl tank, they will turn the temperature up so that way the bacteria grows faster. But I found when I helped my friend do hers, when she did that, the minute she turned it down and it got cool again, the bacteria died off because they were used to the heat.
Gaby, what's up, Gabriel? How you doing, brother?
Oh, we gotta say hi to everybody, and I don't know how I'm gonna do that. Okay. Gabriel's in here. Hey, Gabriel. Anybody that I missed, please say hey. So I can say that.
Hold on, wait. Aqua Funk, the plant, if there is no nitrogen, then the plant fish waste for fertilizer. So I guess that question is, if there is no nitrogen in the water, will the plant not grow? Is that the question? Mandarin Gobi says, I think the name Mandarin Gobi is freaking awesome, first of all. Well, there's always nitrogen in the water. Nitrogen is part of the territory. There's always nitrogen in the water. Nitrogen just always comes. It is
the gas
always coming at it. Yeah, nitrogen always comes. Now, the only way there's no nitrogen in the water is if you have other plants sucking it up. But once you put like a pothos plant in the water, that will overtake the nitrogen from the other plants. In my experience, if you have a planted aquarium and it's doing good and your nitrogen is very, very low, if you put a pothos plant in there, it will out eat the other plants and you'll mess up your planted aquarium.
Christopher
that-
says I've got 250 subscribers. When I
Say
looked up,
what?
Christopher just said that I have 250 subscribers. I didn't have that a few minutes ago.
Christopher says Shirley only has 750 subscribers. Oh, you're 750 away from having members. Congratulations. Good job. Well, how many did you think you have?
Like 238, I think it was the last count that I saw, and that was just like literally an hour before I started the live. So that's,
Good,
I mean, thank you.
good
For
job.
everybody that
Good,
subscribed.
good job. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's
So
kind of-
what is okay, look, here we go. So I personally like your channel. I like your attitude, and I would love to help you out with your channel.
I appreciate that.
I'm saying this to everybody. What is your 1 year from now? Where would you like to be? Realistically speaking, you have
Yeah.
your mother, you got home, you got bills, you got stuff, you got life.
Right.
You know, it's not like you're a teenager living at home on the mommy and daddy's house and they're paying your bills.
Right.
It's totally different scenario.
Do you mean fish wise, like the whole industry, or just YouTube wise, or?
Well, YouTube wise.
Okay.
YouTube wise, as far as fish goes, because they're kind of hand in hand.
Right.
You know, I mean, you can do, I'm in it for the fish and YouTube is just a thing, or I'm in it for YouTube and I'm using fish for that, or, you know, it's kind of both, you know. I feel like I'm both.
Yeah, it's mostly, I don't really care about having a lot of viewers. I mean, I do because I want to share what I've got to share and everything, but I'm not like, I don't want to be YouTube famous. I always say I'll be YouTube famous for all the wrong reasons. So I don't really want to be YouTube famous. But you know, I'm actually kind of blown away that many people actually give a damn what I have to say enough to actually listen to me. So I mean, like, it says we have 21 people in here right now. It's like, it blows my mind that there's that many people that want to come sit me watch me ramble, you know, about fish. So
21 people. I'm about to get on y'all if I don't see something that's supposed to be seen. Hold on, wait. 21 people.
bare bottom
20, 21 people. Oh, 21 people and 13 likes.
Ooh.
The math ain't mathing. All right. So this is my mentality. This is my mentality. Because you seem to want to help people. Right? I love helping people. Like sometimes I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like, man, F this, man. I don't need to do this YouTube crap. It's an emotional roller coaster I don't need.
Right. Yeah.
But when I feel that way, I'll get comments that be like, oh my God, you taught me this, you taught me that. And it makes me feel really good.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what I started this for, you know, to help people that feel like they can't get help other places because of whatever reason. Right. So my mentality is this. So while I'm in it to help people, I could easily say, I don't care about getting more subscribers as long as I help somebody. But at the same time, the more subscribers I get, the more views I get, the more people I can help.
Right. That's
you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So they're kind of hand in hand. You know what I mean? Like they kind of go together. Because like once you get a certain amount of subscribers, especially if your YouTube channel is based on newbies, right? So you get a subscriber, right? And they start watching your channel. And if all your content is for newbies, well, once your subscriber has watched you for 1 year, guess what? They're not a newbie no more. They've moved on to other channels.
Right.
Because they've passed your content.
Yeah.
They might watch you out of loyalty, but they've kind of moved on. You know what I mean?
Right. They're not watching your videos religiously anymore.
Yeah, they kind of moved on. And that's kind of what you want. You got them started in the right direction. And now they want to be a planet tank. They want to be a monster fish tank. They want to be an aquascaper. They want to be this. They want to be that. So like, that makes me happy when people like, hey, I started watching you, and now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that, and that's great. I'm the first rung on the ladder. That's great.
You helped
Um,
elevate them.
yeah, you know,
Mhm.
I just want people to be able to not spend their money and waste it and not get frustrated because they can't keep their fish alive.
Right,
That's
right,
my goal. That's my only goal, you know. And from that, if they want to be, you know, cichlids, even salt water, whatever, then it is what it is. But I still need to try and reach more people
right,
because eventually those people are going to cycle out, and I need more people to teach. So
right,
it's okay to say I want to grow my channel. I want more views because more views means more people to possibly help. You know,
right.
I feel like people are afraid to say that, but they feel it, but they don't want to say it,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah. See, I
okay to
know
say it.
I do want more subscribers and viewers and stuff in the fact that it will help more people. But
Yeah,
like I just meant like it as for having them by itself so I can be a big name or whatever. I don't care about that. Like I don't care. I don't care. But I would like to, be able to help people and
yeah,
just have a reputation enough that when somebody says, "Oh, well, Shirley said da 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 da," then people are gonna be like, "Oh, well, Shirley pretty much knows what she's talking about,
yeah,
so we can follow that."
yeah.
But I
Yeah,
want to earn.
I just think people get like are afraid to say because they don't want to be that they don't want to be known as like that parasite who's only in it to be YouTube famous. So they're afraid to
Sell out.
say, I want to grow my channel. It's
Right.
okay to say that. You know, it is. Um, it is okay to say it. Now, how you go about growing your channel, there's different ways to go about it. And some might see it as sleazeball this or whatever.
Right.
In my personal opinion, once you know your own channel is your own prerogative.
Right.
People might have their opinions about your channel, but it shouldn't bother you because it's your channel. Like I got my opinions on how other people run their channel, but it shouldn't bother them because it's
Right.
their own channel. You know, I'm happy with the way I run my channel. I mean, I could have a bigger channel, but I don't like what I would have to do that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I get
So,
that.
you know, but it's okay for you to say, I want to be a bigger channel, you
Yeah.
know?
I do because I want to help people, but at the same time, it kind
Yeah.
of scares me because I'm not an extrovert. I'm very much an introvert. And once you get to know me now, I'm a little more outspoken. But generally, this that you see in front of you via the camera, I'm not like that in real life because I have anxiety real bad and it just cuts me off. So,
That, that amazes me. A lot of people on YouTube who have channels very much have anxiety in public. And I'm like, how do you have a channel when you you have so many social issues, but you have anxiety? Is the weirdest phenomenon. Like
I
me,
know.
I was in drama, you know, I'm very much a showboater, like so this is like,
Yeah.
you know,
See, in my late 20s or mid to late 20s, I was a social butterfly. I was everywhere. I was always partying. I was always having fun. No, I could talk to anybody. I could talk my way out of everything, and I was good at it. But I
mhm.
found out later that that was a manic episode for being bipolar.
Oh. So a year from now, where do you see yourself?
Okay,
Hopefully, where do you see yourself?
what I would really like to do is have made enough content that I've covered a good chunk of the basics that um, newbies will need, but at the same time produce enough content that about my breeding projects and about the DIYs and the things like that. I want to be able to produce enough of that to keep them interested in coming back even when they're not newbies. With my fish itself, I want to have my apartment organized and breeding projects organized and be making enough money to really not so much money, but store credit and other things I can, and money to be able to offset more of the cost of this. I mean, I get most of my stuff secondhand or free and stuff like that anyway, so it's not seriously expensive, which is what the whole point of the channel is. I'm people. A lot of people don't realize that I live below the poverty line. I'm literally impoverished.
Yeah.
So as I got tired of hearing people talk about how expensive the hobby was and how I've even heard people say if you don't have the money, you shouldn't go into the hobby.
I
So it's
hate
kind
that.
of, yeah,
I freaking
like
hate that.
just because I'm poor doesn't mean that I don't deserve to have something that makes me happy in life. It's not like, oh,
That
you were poor, so you should deserve to struggle. Like that's bull. So
that's part of the reason why I have my channel. I hate that
yeah,
attitude. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
So I thought it would be good to show people that you can do. You can navigate it with just a few dollars here and there. You can navigate it by getting things free and secondhand. You can do it. Even if you're poor, you deserve to have something you love too, and you can. So, I mean, I had somebody say in one of their lives, "Oh, I don't believe she's as poor as she says she is because this hobby is expensive, and there's no way she'd have that many tanks if she were that poor." And I was like, "Did you not hear anything I said? I have not paid a full price for a single one of these. Matter of fact, at least 2/3 of them I got for free, including the 90-gallon I have over here and 75 and one of the 55s.
So remember, I was telling you that I was talking to you, and I was like, "Yo, you should have did a video on like a day in the life of getting a free aquarium and how that works."
Who said that?
I was telling you that.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah, I thought you were reading chat. Sorry. Yeah.
No, that you should. I was reading this guy Christopher Jenkins. I was reading that comment, trying to figure out who he was and
Oh, I
what that.
can't see the chat, so I don't know what he said. Maybe I
He
can try
said,
to look at it here.
yeah. Anyway, now for those of you who are wondering what I'm talking about, what I was telling her, she was telling me this. We was talking on the phone, and she was telling me about how how little how much she hustles to get these things for cheap or free or whatever. And I was like, that would make an awesome video. How I got this aquarium set up for $20. You know what I mean? And show her like doing like waking up, be like, hey, you got this tank on Facebook for this much money. I got this much. Going and collecting all the things it takes and how she can scrape up all these things together and put together a professional aquarium for as little as possible.
That
what I'm saying?
Video ideas to do a this is as close to free as you can get with the aquarium, but look, it's easy and it's cheap. It's not difficult.
A professional grade aquarium at that, not
I'll
a cheapo. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like
not very professional yet, so I'm working on it.
When I say professional, I'm talking about an aquarium that will sustain fish the way they need to be. Like you go get these kits. You get these kits, right? And it has this hang on the back filter that will sustain nowhere near the amount of fish that the average person puts in an aquarium. For instance, a 55. These Aquion kits for 55. While I don't have a problem with them, I do have a problem with the fact that filter on these 55-gallon Aquion kits, that filter will sustain a very small amount of life in that aquarium. To put what people have in their minds will actually go in that aquarium, they will have to get more filtration, more biological filtration, realistically. You know what I'm saying?
So get adequate equipment, adequate decor, like plants and driftwood, stuff like that. That's not too hard because most of my stuff is sourced from out in the wild. So
and the lighting, the lighting on those kits are not adequate. You know what I mean? A lot of it, unfortunately, those kits will have a hood where the lighting is. It used to be that you could have a hood, it'll have a glass strip, and then you can put a different light on there. Now it has that plastic hood, but it's completely black. And it has that LED underneath. So you can't get another light and put it on top. You have to get a completely different hood. So that's kind of problematic. You know what I mean? So when I say a professional grade, I'm talking about something that you can have a planted tank with like expensive or hard to keep plants, but you can have the right lighting and have the right filtration and stuff like that. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. I shall do my best. Let's see. A 20-gallon Aquarium kit for my daughter. It came with the same quiet flow as a 10-gallon. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have such a wide range on these filters of, it can go from 5 gallons to 250. Yeah, let's do it. But yeah, it doesn't always work that way, especially depending on your bio load of your tank.
Yeah. So that Christopher said he's buying a church to live out of it and turn it into a fish and reptile sanctuary.
Well, he's not going to live out of there. He's just he's building it as a warehouse type thing.
Where you live at, Christopher?
I don't remember where he lives at. He may not want me saying out loud either. So
Well, he's gonna have to have charge admission to keep that place running.
yeah, well, he wants to sell fish and be a fish warehouse and stuff like that. Well, at least
Yeah.
that's what we were talking about before. Oh, you are going to live in it. Oh, my apologies. Okay,
Yeah.
I would live in it too if I could.
But no, like in all honesty, so those when I was working at an LFS and I would sell those kits,
Mhm.
I would tell those people, I was like, if you're buying these kits, I suggest you get a sponge filter.
Yeah.
If you get this sponge filter, you turn your hang on the back into a you put filter floss in there.
Mhm.
That's going to keep your water crystal, clear from debris, and your sponge filter is going to be more than adequate for beneficial bacteria.
Right.
Then, because that hang on the back filter is not going to be enough for whatever you want to put in the
No.
tank. That's going to be very minimal amount of fish.
Yeah,
And
like
I know nobody wants that, so anyway, I don't know
Yeah,
how we got on this subject.
I don't either. I keep a hang on back with just nothing but filter floss in it, and I rotate it among the tanks to
Yeah.
whichever ones have stuff in it that needs to be pulled out. Like when I filled my betta tank over here, I kicked up a bunch of detritus and sand, and I wanted to put her in it right away, so I popped it on there. And it cleaned it in no time. So
Jeff Pellin wants to know what type of killies you rocking with.
okay. Oh, I already know the volcanum, the chromoaphysimian volcanum, or the volcano killifish. It is beautiful, have all these bright colors on it, and it actually lives in volcanic environment. And so it likes hard water from what I understand. And anyway, that was my like bucket list fish. And I have somebody, if I can get a hold of her, who is supposed to be sending me some, and I've got the money for it. Well, sort of. Anyway, I've got the money for it. So I'm hoping to have them in the next little bit. So the volcanum is what I'm going for next.
So there's a bunch of people in the chat. On behalf of the Moneyless Maven, welcome. And don't forget to hit the like button. And as of somebody who's been watching her channel, you need to subscribe. I've been watching. I'm doing you a favor by having you subscribe. I'm doing you a favor. Trust me.
You're so sweet.
I'm very trustworthy.
Oh, thank you. That says a lot about me. That makes your word that much stronger,
Yeah, I'm very trustworthy. Trust me. Yeah. All right. So 1 year from now, the Moneyless Maven channel hopefully will be monetized, right?
That
Hopefully.
would be nice, yes.
Yeah. That will help with offsetting some of the cost of keeping all your aquariums so that you can continue to make newer videos. Right.
Yep.
Now, breeding.
Mm-hmm.
You breed fish?
I do.
What kind? What kind right now are you breeding?
A few types of cories, a few types of killies, rainbows, and now angelfish. And I've got a pair of breeding electric blue acaras and guppies.
Do you ship fish? Are you selling fish?
I haven't really actively been shipping fish recently, but I have shipped fish, and I'm comfortable with doing so. It's just a matter of getting the supplies to start with,
Mm-hmm.
this kind of thing. So yeah, I have no problem shipping fish. So yeah, that's my plan, is to by next year be steadily shipping and selling enough fish regularly that I can just keep going. And I actually thought about a little sort of, I don't want to say business plan, but like sort of thing to do. See, my biggest problem why I have so many breeding projects is because I see something, I go, I want to breed that. Ooh, I want to breed that. And next thing I know, I've got 10 breeding projects and I have to pare them down. So what I thought might be a good idea is, since I get such good treatment from my LFS, maybe working with them with something like go in and say, hey, what do you want that you want to breed next? Which I already do that part, but with this, I would be like, okay, I will give you so much, I will provide you with what percentage of this thing. If you'll give me a certain percent discount off, I'll make sure you get first pick on the fry. or the juveniles, and then see if that way I can rotate, raise them out, get them breeding, have a couple of spawns from them, sell those spawns, and possibly sell the parents when I'm done with them, and then go to a next breeding project.
Okay. Are you part of a fish club where you get like breeder points?
Yep, the Greater Seattle Aquarium Society.
Oh, you over there on the west side.
Yeah.
So Mandarin Gobi says, what type of carpeting plants grow without CO2 in low tech plant aquariums? Can I get in on this first of all?
I'm not familiar with carpeting plants.
All right. So me neither. So coming from somebody who is not a plant guy, I can give you some suggestions from someone who is not a plant guy, and I go for stuff that is kind of like bulletproof.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this a carpeting plant, but I would call it a plant that seems to grow pretty good and doesn't get big. It's a high grow type of, I call them high grows. I'm not sure what type it is, but it was like a little brown one. You people in the chat probably know what I'm talking about. It's like a brick color, brown, purplish color. It never grew that big for me, but it did kind of shoot off and grew like other little pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of boop, 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 boop. It wasn't necessarily a carpeting plant, but it kind of shot off. And it was really, really cool, and it didn't take a lot of light. And I didn't do crap to it. So when people ask me about a plant that grows little, that spreads, that was one that was big. But as far as plants go, I'm not a plant guy. So that was just something that I could tell you that I would vouch for. But carpeting plants, I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that Monte Carlo can be good if you have high enough lights, and that I want to say pearl weed.
Weed?
No, that's what I got over here. No, I mean, I'm not kidding, but no, yeah, pearl weed, I think is what it's called, or pearl something. I could be wrong. What?
Guess my TV that I just got.
What?
Yes.
752.
70 to 17.
Nice. But yeah, sorry, she's giving me her stats from playing Black Ops 1. So
Best game ever.
I don't think so. I've seen you do 30 to 5.
So Dr. Ted Coletti's in the house?
Mm-hmm. Hello, Dr. Ted.
And there's a bunch of people in the house.
There, I see that. I'm kind of getting nervous.
Why are you getting nervous?
Because the idea of a lot of people watching me is kind of sketch.
No, the Tub Pond Handbook. And what about these badasses that you're breeding?
Actually, I wasn't intending on doing that. When I bought the badasses, I had bought a male, and what I was hoping was two females.
Hold on, wait, excuse me. We're saying badasses for the rest of the channel.
My apologies.
Yes.
My apologies. Okay, the badasses. I don't know if I can get through this with a straight face. I bought a male and two what I was hoping was two females because they looked really dull and they looked like they, should be females.
It's 2025. Get over it.
That's like people don't believe me that Corys and other schooling fish are racist. But, yeah. So anyway, I bought, and this is in the little story that goes, a side story. Stop laughing so hard.
All right. Be serious. Okay. We have to be serious because we're serious fish people.
Button it up.
We're serious.
Very serious. Okay, so I got, this is a little side story too, because everybody always says badasses can only will only eat live or sometimes frozen food if you're lucky. So I didn't, when I first bought them, I was unaware that they didn't have wouldn't have the desire to even try to eat food or prepared foods. So I was sitting there and I was feeding flakes and what I normally feed my micro rasboras and my Habrosan Corys. So I just kept feeding them, and it went on for about a month, I think. And one day I looked in and I only saw one of the badasses, and I was like, where did they go? I didn't know where they went. Well, a few days later, I was feeding. What I always did when I found out that they needed live food, is I would do the flakes first, and then I would pop in some baby brine shrimp in targeted area over in the corner where the baddises like to be. So one day I went in and I put the flakes in the front, let them kind of rain down, and all my fish were going nuts. And I look, and out from the little wood comes the scarlet baddis, and he's just going after those flakes. Just went nuts. He eats flakes now. Him and the other one I got, they both eat flakes. So I don't worry about too much about feeding them baby brine shrimp super much anymore. But anyway, so it was just him. And then my friend wanted to use her tank. She had a pair of baddis she thought was a male and a female. I helped her pick them out. And she thought they were two males, ended up being two males because one male would chase the crap out of the other and beat the living daylights out of him. So she took the beat up male and put him in another tank. She needed the tank. So she asked me if I would take him. And I did. And I put him in there, and he was super colored up, super red like a male. And then all of a sudden I look in and they're breeding. So apparently I had a sneaker female that didn't get along with the other guy. So, but yeah, that was total luck. I just provided the right environment and happened to get lucky enough to get a male and a female.
Okay. So, when I watched your clip, first of all, let me get this out of the way. You said baddis is 3 times.
Oh,
so
yeah. Three.
Secondly, I was always under the impression that badasses were cichlids.
I don't know. Like, I guess I could look it up. Well, I can't right now on the phone, but
I don't know too much about badasses, but I was always under the impression that those were like the dwarfest of the dwarf cichlids. Can somebody in the chat please? Yeah, somebody in the chat clear that up for me. And the reason why that's bothering me is because, can somebody in the chat clear that up? Is a badass a dwarf cichlid? Dwarf.
Dwarf, that's important.
Are we can we say dwarf cichlid, or do we have to say little cichlid?
No. You can say dwarf.
I don't know the rules anymore. Everything changes so fast.
I think as long as you're not talking about little people, or I think that's what they say. Little people. Wow, that probably sounded really bad. I didn't mean it like that.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what to say no more. I'm so confused. You
can say like dwarf pygmy, dwarf cories, or dwarf whatever this or that.
You have to say little cories?
Huh?
Oh, it's only for humans?
I would say no to humans, but everything else should be fairly fair game.
I don't know.
I don't either. I'm a little scared.
You can't say nothing. So yeah, I was always under the impression that little cichlids, that badasses were a type of dwarf cichlid, a little itty bitty.
They are not a dwarf cichlid.
Okay, good. Thank you, because most people are little persons. All right, so because once I saw that clip of them cupping each other, and I was like betas do.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold up, wait. I thought one of the things that make a cichlid was the way they breed. I was like, that's not the way cichlids breed. So how are they a cichlid? But anyway, okay, that clears a lot of stuff up for me.
They're in the labyrinth fish family, says Jeff.
Are they?
Yeah, they've got a labyrinth organ like bettas do. I think.
I did not know that.
I think. Wait a minute. Hold on. Don't quote me on it. I've done so much reading on different fish in the last 2 weeks. I think you have to check up on it. Somebody else check up on that.
Jeff Pelham said they were labyrinth too. Labyrinth.
We weren't talking about bettas. We were talking about the scarlet badasses. BADIS. But yeah, somebody looked it up and they're not cichlids. So,
all right, good. Because I was about to have issues because I was like, someone told me a long time ago that they were. I was like, but they too little for me to care about, and I was like, they breed like bettas, so
yeah,
they can't be a cichlid in my opinion.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I wasn't sure, but they certainly look like they could be little cichlids. So.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I feel better now. My life is better because
it makes sense now.
Yeah. Like I was having issues when I saw them cupping each other. I was like, hold up. That's not what cichlids do. There's a problem. I'm glitching over here. So, yeah, I was always the impression they would say, I don't know crap about them. I've never kept them. I've seen them with my own two peepers once in my life.
Wow.
Yeah. And even then, they were so little. I was like, why would anybody keep a fish that little? Like, I
Yeah.
can't even see them.
But they're
That's
so adorable. I've got
if
a
you
little
can see
14
them.
gallon that's full of little tiny fish, and it looks so cool. And then I've got my 90. I've got nano fish. Like I've got white clouds and hill streams. So, I mean, I like my little fish too.
But at least you could see a hill stream loach and a white cloud. You could see those.
Sometimes when they don't
See?
hide, well, not the white clouds, but the hill stream.
I know, but at least when they're stuck up against the glass, they're visible. That
Yeah.
little, they were little.
If I didn't have a whole bunch of smears on my glass right now, I would show you my 14 gallon. This actually, when you put a lot of color in it, like when you try to put color in it, that helps a lot too. Like I've got
Okay.
exclamation point rasboras, what are the other ones? Phoenix rasboras and rosy loaches and Habrosan cories, and they all have pattern or color that stand out.
You got rosy loaches?
I do.
Rosy loach. I don't know why, but off the top of my head, I heard roaches because
No.
it kind of all went together. I heard you got
Ooh,
roaches.
now I'm
Roaches.
itching.
Yeah.
Okay, but they're only about an inch long,
Mm.
maybe a little more. Oh, there he is.
Okay.
There she is.
So you're gonna have in a year from now, you're gonna have 1,000 subscribers,
That would be nice.
and you're gonna be monetized. What about? Do you see anything different going on with your live stream background?
Oh, well, I'm hoping
Like,
to
do you
have,
plan on having like something fancy pants?
well, like pick out my favorite. Like what I really want to do as it is pick out my favorite tanks and rotate which one I sit around. So that way they have a different viewpoint every time I come on a live or video or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, but
What about?
my tanks need cleaned up, and I don't have all of them set up that I want set up. So, and plus I don't have very mobile equipment right now, so I'm kind of stuck where I'm at a little bit. But
How often do you go live?
Generally about once every Saturday. I mean, I skip some now and again, and I haven't done any in a while. Last one I did for a couple of months before this is the third one was New Year's, I believe, or shortly after New Year's. So, and I went a couple of months without doing any because I had a bunch of crap going on. So, but I've got it scheduled for every Saturday.
How many people do you normally have in your lives?
Generally, I don't know, around 15, 14, something like that.
14, 15?
Yeah.
You know what you should do? No, in all honesty, you should do like, and this is a very difficult thing for people to do also, but when you have a live stream and people really, 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 really like you, you can do like, what's that thing? Amazon. Like you have like an Amazon thing.
Oh,
where registry, right? Where you could be like, and you could put on there like a microphone, because there are a couple of things when you're doing videos or live stream that I really suggest people get when they're starting their channel. That really, really helps out in growing their channel. Small things that people don't really think about. The first thing is especially when you're doing a live stream, is a microphone.
I got a nice one, but I don't know how to use it yet. Like I'm still figuring out how to use it. And right now I can't really use it because my computer is gone. I am trying to get it fixed. So there's no.
Well, you're doing it on your phone though, right?
I am right now. Yeah.
I'm on my phone too.
My mic that I have that was given to me has a thing where you plug in, and my phone doesn't have any plug-in area.
Is it Bluetooth?
Yeah. Well, not the mic. Yeah. I don't know anything about the mic being Bluetooth.
No, but your phone is Bluetooth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this phone that I have right here is an old phone with a plug-in.
Yeah.
You have any old cell phones at the house?
Not that have plug-ins.
Oh.
The only one I have is my Galaxy S21, that I paid off, but it doesn't have a plug-in on it either.
Wow.
That
So
was like
what
right
I'm
after
getting
they
at,
started using
what I'm
Bluetooth.
get, what I'm getting at is you just find one phone designated for YouTube. You know what
Okay.
I mean? You don't need to have a computer, honestly.
Well, I've got a
In fact,
camera.
yeah. Well, get yourself the mic, get yourself a computer, have a staged area. You know,
Mhm.
that way it's easy for you to just turn everything on and start doing live streams and all that stuff. And you don't have it's not such a hassle to set
Yeah.
everything up. Because when things become a hassle, you don't do them as often. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no, I've definitely noticed that.
Yeah.
Earbuds with the mic, Christopher said. That's a good I have some somewhere, but I let my teenage daughter borrow them and I never got them back. So yeah. I hadn't even used them. I hadn't even used them once, and I let her borrow them first. I should have never done that. But, but yeah,
Yeah.
I got the reason I got the computer is because the reason why I got the camera is because I thought it had Wi-Fi to connect to like other things that I could carry it around and do live
Mhm.
streams with it. But you have to have it plugged into a computer to use it or any live
Yeah.
stream or anything. And then my
Yeah.
mic was given to me. Dan from Fish and Hits. He gave
Fishing.
me the
Oh,
mic.
fishing.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
gave me this mic set, and so I was using it, but I can't figure out how to do it. And you have to have a computer to hook it up to, or something that you can plug a jack into. So,
Mm.
so I need to. It looks like I need to buy more equipment that I can't afford right now. Okay. By the way, even though you can offset fixed costs with other things, it's not so easy to do so with YouTube.
What do you mean? With YouTube stuff?
Yeah,
But that's what I'm saying. If you had a Amazon account,
I do.
your viewers where you have like a cart, your viewers who really, really enjoy you would be more than happy to, if as long as it's not too expensive, it's little stuff here and there, they will buy you gifts to help you along.
Well, that's cool. I've had a few
Uh,
things, but nothing major, nothing serious.
yeah, and
Not a lot.
don't be afraid to do that. I mean, um, they want to help. You know what I mean? They want to help. So I would actually also do that and
Okay.
just let them know. It's just see that's the thing. Like people are afraid to put it out there that hey, this is available. Like for instance, um, I got a website. So it would be stupid for me not to say hey, go to aquafunk, .com. You know what I mean? You can. It's just now starting, but you know how are they going to know if I don't say anything? How are they going to know if you don't need what you need if you don't say anything? How are they going to know if you don't put on your videos to like, subscribe, and do all that stuff? Because how
Yeah.
many times have you watched a video and you forgot to subscribe or you forgot
Right.
to like, and you
All the
next thing
time.
you know you're like, hold on, wait, what was the name of that video again, that
Yeah.
channel? I don't even know who it was. I don't know who they were anyway.
Right.
So sometimes you gotta say something. Don't
Okay.
who it was. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, King and Queen Ciclet.
I think I've heard the name once or twice, but I don't think I've ever watched anything by
So
it.
back in the day when monster fish were the big deal, there was King and Queen Ciclet. Scott, he was a very good friend of mine. He told me, he was like, yo, ain't nobody gonna promote you like you can promote yourself. If you're
Yeah.
afraid to promote yourself, then why should anybody else promote you? So
Exactly.
yeah.
Good
Yeah.
point. Yeah. I've done that one time. I was having trouble getting some food for the fish and stuff, and a few
Yeah.
small things, and I put it on there, and I had a couple things sent to me, some methylene blue and
Uh-huh.
two more things. I don't remember what it was, but had a few things sent to me. So that was pretty cool. I feel like I don't know, feels kind of I got to get used to it.
Now the problem comes in is when you're always asking for stuff like
Right.
big ticket items, and you always asking for. Then you start getting people tired of hearing it from you. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Give me money,
Um,
give me money, give me money.
yeah, yeah. But if you have it up there and be like, yo, check it out, if you can, then. But I do get tired of hearing people always ask for money all the time.
Yeah.
Certain people in the fish tube genre actually are very, very like. they're like I've talked to a lot of people, and certain people are like really, really like get really angry at other people for doing that. Like really angry. And for the most part, I don't really care. Like I just be like, oh yeah, you know, I kind of giggle or whatever. But some people, it really kind of rubs them the wrong way.
I
I
just
get
kind of
it.
roll my eyes and move on. Yeah, that's how
Yeah,
it is.
that's how I am. But I get it where other people get really, really angry. I get it, but I kind of
Yeah.
just
It's just not
you
worth
know,
wasting my time being angry on something like that. So
yeah. The only time I get like I'll say something out loud is if I feel if somebody is knowingly and maliciously trying to take advantage of
yes,
people.
yes,
Then, because like I told you before, I love bullying bullies.
yeah, that's fun.
So if I feel like someone is being mean or taking advantage, oh, I'll go at them. I will, and I've always been that way. So yeah, I don't like when people take advantage. And
No,
one of the problems with I've noticed is the fish community is so gracious. They're
yes, they are.
so giving. They're so kind that it's easy for somebody to be like, "Come on, fish
There's a
fam,"
mark,
and people are like, "Oh, well, he said fish fam, so I guess I gotta." So,
right?
and I'm like, "Yo, no, you don't, die. You really don't."
That's the reason
But
why when that whole thing with a certain person came out, people were giving him money and giving him their address, and I was like, "You guys need to know who you're giving that information and that money to." So, I mean, I didn't feel like I could keep to myself. I felt like I had to tell everybody because everybody is such, they're generous people in this hobby, and I mean, I know I'm a testament to that because most of my stuff was given to me or sold to me really cheaply by people who, wanted to help out and extend the hobby. So,
yeah, yeah, but like at the end of the day, you can't tell people what to do with their
no,
money. You can't force it. You know, but God bless them. They just want to do nice things for
yeah,
other people. It's just when other people knowingly they go, oh, they do, and then they take advantage of that. That
yeah,
really bothers me. You know,
that's me too.
but at the same time, I can't get too worked up over it because you could only help people so much, and then they keep doing it and they keep doing it.
Right.
It's like, hey, fine, go ahead, let them take advantage of you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, man. Just keep giving them your money.
Yeah.
But
And see, that's the thing is like I'm the same way. Like I feel like at some point I feel like I can't say no to people. Don't any of you use it against me. I'm broke. I'm
hey,
telling you, if you take my last $10, I'm gonna be mad.
Moneyless Maven's giving out free money, y'all.
Yeah, here you go, Monopoly money.
It just takes
Like
out. All it takes is a sob story. She's
oh
a
God.
sucker for a sob story.
Yes, I am. I am. I'm
You can
horrible
use
about it. Like I'm always going for the underdog. Like I'm like, you can do it. Here's some stuff and money and stuff.
yeah.
If
You
I
can
were
AI.
rich, I would only be rich a couple of days.
Yeah, you can AI a sob story, right? You go on Gemini and be like, Gemini, give me a sob story so I could tell Moneyless Maven she could give me all her money,
Right?
some free fish
They're
or
picking the
something.
wrong person though. It's even in my name, Money List. It's
Well,
not.
you got fish. You got fish. Give me a sob story. I
No,
get free fish from Moneyless Maven.
certain person did that and then expected me to pay shipping to give to him. I was like, dude, I'm already giving you free fish.
That's nuts. So yeah, somebody she was gonna give somebody free fish and they got mad because she wouldn't pay the shipping. Like got mad at her because she wouldn't pay the shipping. Do you know the cuss out that they would get over the phone?
I was like, I ain't doing. He's like, I can only do what I can do. I was like, me too. Peace.
Like, bro, you know how cussed out they would get over the phone?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
It would be ridiculously. So I cuss out people on a regular. It makes me feel good. I cuss out. I don't cuss them out. I just really I say things to I get 50 at least 50 a day scam calls.
Yeah.
And I will answer some of them when I'm feeling stressed or something, and I
Yeah.
will answer some of them, and I'll go through the whole rigmarole until I could get to somebody, and then I will kind of let them talk for a little while, and then I will totally rip into them. And I will say things to them that I would never ever say to any human being. But I don't believe they have souls, so I don't really care. You know what I mean? And I feel so much better. Like I will talk about, like I don't condone talking about people's mothers because I you know what I mean. I don't condone talking about people's sisters or wives or something like that. I would never condone about saying the stuff that I say to anybody. Like if I saw somebody saying what I said to another human being, I'd be like, "You're an evil person." And I say it. I say it because, like I said, they don't have souls, and I feel so good about myself. I do. I do. I know y'all probably like, yeah, I know y'all probably be like, how could you live with yourself? Try it. Try it. That's all I'm saying. Just try it one time. All that stuff that you hear people saying and you're like, evil. Do it. Do it.
That's
and
like
you'll be like,
my road rage.
Yes. Yeah. All that stuff you say in your car with the windows rolled up, you can say it over the phone to these people. You can. It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay. It's like therapy. It's like therapy. You get it out of your system.
Yeah, it's catharsis.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just awesome.
Yeah, for sure. I will do that.
Oh yeah, just try it. I mean, it's something you might need to ease into, like start out with like, you suck. You know what I mean?
told
But
somebody in person off the other day.
It's so much easier when you can't see them and they're on the phone.
I know, but they pissed me off good enough. I had something to say.
Well, do it.
And when
do
that
it
happens, I have something to say. You know what I mean?
Weed is therapy too. Weed is therapy too.
Oh heck yeah! Well, I got mine.
I don't smoke, so this is awesome for me. Like I mean, Maida has heard me talk to these people. Like I'll get them so mad that they'll start cussing me out. You know, they'll talk about my mother, and I'll be like, my mother would kick your butt. You know, your mother has this, and like, yeah, she'll put it in your butt. You know what I mean? It's just like they get so mad.
You want to know something so really good? In the middle of them screaming about your mom, be like, "Oh my God, my mom just died, and you're gonna talk about my mom."
No, they're very homophobic. So when I say stuff like that, they get even worse. They even get more mad when I accuse them of, you know, when I challenge their masculinity. They get even more mad.
Yeah, so, most guys don't like that very much.
Yeah, but where they come from, it's like serious. You know what I mean? And I love it. I love it. It's awesome. All you guys out there, huh?
I said June said her kids made her stop cussing at other drivers.
June, when the scam callers call you, do it. Cuss them out. Talk about their family members. You could talk about their anything, stuff that you would never say to any stuff that would pretty much damn your soul. You can say it to them. God will understand.
I did that to somebody calling for the policeman's ball once. I was like,
yes,
sort of. They were like, will you support your state troopers? I was like, first of all, I don't live in that state anymore. Second of all, I don't like cops. You guys are blah, 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 blah.
No, that's a scam too, because I get the same call. The same call.
Yep.
Yeah. And see, that one's fun too. You'd be like, oh, you know, you can talk all kinds of stuff, but oh, wait.
That's
no,
rude.
Look, a scam call. A scam call. Right here. It's gonna crack. Oh, wait.
Okay, let's see what's gonna happen with this.
Hello?
Hello, this is Mike, the senior manager. How are you?
Doing good. How can I help you?
That's here. Well, the purpose of my call is to let you know about this brand new state approved final expense whole life insurance plan, which is specially designed to cover 100% cost of numerous various cremations or any debts and obligations that you will leave behind. I have final expense insurance card specialist that provides you with money according to your views and your qualifications. Would you be interested in learning how these important plans can benefit you?
I would. Hold on, wait, one question. But I got a question. Like, are you how disappointed are you when you look in the mirror? Like when you look in the mirror in the morning, are you upset at yourself?
No.
You should. You should. What did your parents say when you came out the club?
They're pretty good.
They were happy?
Yep.
I'm happy for you too.
Happy.
Yeah. What's your boyfriend?
What are you at?
Huh?
What?
Like when you came out, when you told your dad that you like other men, how did he go? Like what did he say? He said, "Yay!" He said, "Me too."
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your name again, Mike? Huh?
Why are you at?
Because I want to come out of the closet too, and I need somebody to come. And you sound like you can. Huh?
Okay, so how old are you?
I'm 58.
58.
Are you interested?
What do you mean?
Are you interested in me? You sound attractive. Yeah, you sound attractive.
I'm not.
Huh?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. You don't put yourself down like that. You are attractive. Who told you wasn't attractive? Your mom? Did your mom say you was ugly?
Are you man or are you?
I'm both. I'm both.
Are you gay?
I'm both. You can't ask me that. 2025. You shouldn't be asking people that. You're a male chauvinist pig.
I'm just confused. Like,
You're confused because you're a male chauvinist pig is what you are. You need to take sensitivity classes.
you are gay, right?
You should smack yourself. What? He hung up.
Oh my god, I'm laughing ugly. It would have been better if the phone had been making it do all choppy, weird stuff.
Yeah, it's this mic. Yeah, it's this mic. So, hey, but kudos to him. He didn't get upset when I
No, he was calm.
challenged his manhood. When I challenge, usually they get real upset when I challenge their manhood. So kudos
Right?
to him. Yeah.
Even my mom's laughing. That was hilarious. That was great. That really was. The only, like I said, the only thing was the mic. That's the only problem.
I know that, but that always happens with this mic. It's this phone. This phone with this mic, it goes.
Yeah.
That's what come out. I tried to put it away, but I'm sorry, guys.
Rude.
But normally when I challenge their manhood, they get really, really upset.
That's funny.
You know.
I think that's hilarious. I just think it's funny how guys get pissed in general. I'm saying in general, not everybody gets so pissy about being referred to as a girl or a woman. It's like, is being a girl or a woman really so bad? I mean, like, there's a lot of worse things that you could be than being a woman or a girl. Being female is really not insulting.
I just don't understand. A complete stranger obviously is trying to piss you off, and if they say that, why would you fall for it? You know what I mean? Like, it's obvious somebody's really trying to piss you off. So why would you get upset? You know what I mean? Like,
overlook it.
Yeah, like I'm obviously trying to get them pissed off. So why would he even bother?
Right.
But yeah, I do that. I do that a couple times a day. I really wanted to drop a whole lot of cuss words, but just because of your channel, I didn't do that.
I don't like. I say fuck all the time, so I'm good.
No, it gets worse. This would have got flagged.
Well, you could. I mean, you curbed yourself that much. You could do it. You know, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's not like I care either way. My point is, it's not like I don't shy away from the dirty language. The dirty language.
Yeah. now, and I was being kind of rude there and vulgar and stuff like that, but I don't know. I just feel better about myself when I do it.
You think I was clever? I was clever on that. I really kind of pissed them off.
Yeah.
I pushed their buttons.
I like to make them hang up on me. That's my goal, is to make them hang up on me.
Right?
Sometimes.
Favorite word.
Huh?
Sorry. I asked June what her favorite word is. She said my favorite word. I missed it. If I didn't have a I didn't sit down and be horrible. Being a woman is horrible. if me turned to a woman and had the time of the month, he would take off. But okay. Oh my goodness, I get the point. Anyway, I'll take off for the week. Okay. But take off where? Are you going somewhere? What? There are
But
ways to circumnavigate that. So yeah. But well, that's okay, guys. You missed it because I opened the whole thing with "Hold on to your strap-ons."
is that what you said? I
Yeah.
missed it.
I
I was
said, "Hold on to your strap-ons. We're gonna have a good one."
I was wondering. I was like, what? What? Because I was like, what did you say? I missed that first
I
part.
was on my way home. On my way home for some reason. Oh, I was going around a curve, and there's this curve that nobody's ever at that I like to see how fast I can go around without spinning in the road because it's relatively safe-ish, sort of. Well, so I told her I was trying to say hold on to the cup and hold my cup because my cup likes to flop over out of the cup holder. So I was trying to tell her hold on to the cup and hold on to her seat or something. And what came out was hold on to your strap on. She busted out laughing. She said, "You've got to use that today." I was like, "I don't really want to because people will think it's fun or won't think it's funny." And she said, "Yes, they will. You better say it." I was like, "All right, fine, I'll say it." And so when I turned it on, she goes,
Yeah.
"You forgot, Mom." I was like, so.
Oh man. Let me see. What's that say? Or the one call me on. But no, like it's fun. It's a reliever for me. I like it.
Yeah, it's cathartic. I love that. I love doing cathartic things. Like
And you
yelling
don't
at
even
people.
have and you don't even really have to curse at them. You can just
No.
do like I just kind of irritate them,
Push the
waste
right
their
button.
time. Just waste their time. If
Yeah.
it feels good just to waste their time,
Funny thing is, I used to be a telemarketer.
But they're not a telemarketer, they're a scammer. There's a difference. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yep.
They're a scammer, you know. Like this one guy, he was obviously from India, and he said his name was Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson, really?
Well, actually, that's not actually that unusual because there are people that love American television so much that they name their kids after them.
Every one of them has a white American name.
I know.
Matthew Smith, or it's all of them. It's like, come on, man. Every one of y'all, get out of here. None of them are called, Cash Patel. You know what I mean?
Mel has a good idea. She said, start recording those and posting it to your channel.
I should.
Yeah, you should. That'll be hilarious. I'll tell you what, if I get any, I'll send it to. If I get any, I'll record it, send it to you, so you can put mine up on your channel too. Be like, oh, she got inventive in that one.
I did one time. I did record it and put it on my channel because they called me in the middle of making a video, and I did do that. So
that's funny.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I do with my time.
Sounds like an interesting way to spend your time.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
anybody else have questions? Are we still doing the you say one thing, I say another?
We can. If you guys want to ask a question, I will answer it to the best of my. That's what I say. It never works out. It never works out. You're like, I'm going to do it. This is why I have problems having, like, people ask me all the time, like, oh, why don't you do a live stream, a regular live stream? Like a structured live stream. And I've tried to do a structured live stream where I talk about fish, and we're strictly going to talk about fish. And I'll write all this stuff down, and I'll spend all week coming up with this beautiful structured thing. And we're going to do this from this time to this, and this time from this time to that time, and da-da-da. And then it starts, and then this happens.
Yep. Well, you end up going way off topic and you never get back to it. I can't tell you how many times I've done that because when I first started live streaming, that's what I would do is I would have a topic and I would have key points made so I could answer questions or have a discussion. And then we'd get maybe 3 points down and it'd just go way off the rails, like on the other side of the world is gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Better than thinking, okay, I come in on that wrong side of that conversation. Better than picking up cat poop. I don't know. That's what I looked over and saw.
But,
okay, so anybody got questions?
But then there's the other thing with oh, hold on, wait. We had to post my moms. Wait. Oop, I gotta try to read this upside down.
20 calls a
We-
day from scammers. Sorry, did you want me to read it or you got it?
No, go ahead. I need my glasses.
Christopher says, we had to post about my mom's estate in papers after she passed. I was getting 20 calls a day from scammers. I had to hire an estate attorney. It got so bad.
Yeah.
Mandarin, I'm not doing any mods for a while because I had a bad experience. So I'm not doing any more mods for a while. But maybe, well, I'll put you on the list for the first one I talk to. And
What
when
was
I
that?
start doing again, Mandarin wanted to know if he could be a moderator, and I was telling him because of a certain incident, I'm not really doing moderators right now. I'm not adding any more moderators right now. But when I decide to, I will let him know.
So I don't have a lot of moderators. I have very few moderators.
Yeah.
Because and that's for a reason. Like I like trolls. And the more moderators I get, the more chances my moderators will kick the trolls out.
Yeah, like they did that at the other live stream before you got finished talking to him.
Yeah. So I appreciate trolls. I love my trolls. I encourage trolls. So
It's attention.
and so the moderators I have know to leave the trolls as long as the trolls are talking to me.
Right.
They can
Start messing
stay.
with the chat people. It's different.
It's when the trolls start talking to the individuals in the chat, then they know that there's levels. Like if they talk bad about somebody in the chat, well, then you erase that comment.
Right.
If they continue, then there's levels. You know what I mean?
Right.
If they say something, like they can say anything they want to say to me, but they have to be somewhat inventive or
Civil.
no, not even civil. It's just they have to be imaginative with their words.
Oh,
because
okay.
they can't use a word that's gonna get my chat flagged. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to use a different word.
Have a good
to me.
vocabulary.
Yeah, you're gonna have to use a different word so that you don't get the chat flagged. So they know to like, oh, this comment has to be because of that word. You can
Right.
say the nastiest things to me. Fine. I can dig it. I can roll with it. But if you can't figure out how to fix your wording, then we gotta.
Sorry, I was waving at my mom's husband. I apologize. He's got some. He had a stroke a while back, and he was waving at me because he recognized me on TV.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So when you have a lot of moderators, some of them are newer to your channel and others, so they don't know and they start kicking people out. And I'm like, no, don't kick people out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have a lot of moderators for that reason.
I have more than I probably should because when I first did my live stream, my first live stream, I believe it is, or the second one. Anyway, everybody's like, let me be a moderator. Let me be a moderator. And I was like, okay. I mean, I didn't really care. And I was letting certain people be moderators. And then one of them was like, a certain person was like, what did he say? Can me and his girlfriend or whatever have a ranch? And he asked like 10 times. And like, I was trying to ignore it because I didn't want to give it to him, but he kept on till I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And I made him the like basic moderator or whatever. And then found out about that. And I had to kick him in all that big jazz. So that was a pain in the butt. But that's why I'm not really adding any more moderators right now because what I've got is sufficient for now. So I'm good.
Yeah, you have to. That's one of the bad parts about doing live streams is learning how to say no in public.
Right.
Unfortunately, it comes along with the territory. You try to be nice and try to ignore, but sometimes people are just constantly da 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 da. So sometimes you have to be like, "Hey, man, you need to stop." Like, you know what I mean?
Enough.
Yeah. Another problem people have is putting the link out there. I don't know if you've ever done it. Like anybody who wants to come up. So you'll have a problem with people coming up and then they showing parts of their body.
Yeah, I heard about that. No, I haven't been. I've been doing that a couple of times, but I haven't really had a problem. I've more had a problem with people not wanting to come up than I have. But I don't have a lot of people in my lives usually. So,
well, if you don't have a lot of people who have their own channel, like you have people that you'll see frequent
Right.
on YouTube. But if you don't have a lot of people who have active channels, you run into that, where they don't want to come up all the time. We had that discussion about females and stuff. A lot of times, if it's a female, sometimes they're like, I don't want to be seen right now. You know what I mean? So a lot of times guys are more willing to come up on the spur of the moment, because of that reason. I hate that about, because I there's a lot of times where we're like, hey, so and so, you're in the chat, you want to come up? And they'll say, oh, not now, I'm not presentable, or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I do that often.
yeah, and it's like, fuck. Oh,
Yeah, it's okay. I say fuck all the time. It's cool.
but that's a very unfortunate, because sometimes we get into a discussion and it's like there's a person in the like right now we could be talking about Oscars, and guess what?
Yeah.
There's a person in the chat right now that could very much be, add to the conversation,
Yeah.
but she might not be feeling it. It's like, God dang it, it's very frustrating. Or we could be talking about Koi or something like that, and they might not be feeling it or whatever, and it's very frustrating. But
It is.
it is what it is. You know what I mean? I know you
Yeah.
hate when I say that. I imagine you
I don't mind. I don't mind if it is an is what it is situation. It's when it's not an is what it is situation and you're accepted as that I
But
have a problem.
I don't never say it unless you're around, though. I find myself not saying. I don't normally say that phrase.
Touches my buttons.
I think it does. I think it's because
Oh,
it's subconscious. I swear to God, I don't normally just say that
subconsciously
phrase.
an asshole.
Because I notice I only say that when you're around, whether you're in the chat or whatever.
The funny thing is, I hadn't really went to your lives until that one day, and it was only because I never get notified of your lives. And then when he was in there, I was like, I gotta go. So I looked for it. I was like, I gotta look.
Yeah. So,
Garcia said some comment, but it went up, so I can't see it. Do you want to read that? He asked a question.
No.
Be good. No. Okay, fine. But hold on, I'll find it. Let me find it. It takes me a minute. Okay, hey Shirley, what is one fish you would like to get but you can't get? I think it'd be a fish that I don't know of yet, because so far I have been super lucky, and my bucket list fish, the ones that I really like, I have been able to find at some point. It takes me a while sometimes, but I've been able to find them. So like the volcanum that I'm getting, I've been looking for those for like a year, and I'm finally getting some. But my electric blue Acaras were my first bucket list fish, and I got them for $5 each within a month of deciding I wanted them. So yeah, so I've been getting really lucky with my bucket list fish, getting the ones I wanted. So I don't really know of any that I can't get that I really care enough to want. So happy birthday, Funk. Is it your birthday?
Yeah.
What? You gotta tell me that stuff.
I figured you knew.
How am I supposed to know? I don't have your calendar.
I'm sorry.
I barely keep up with my mom's, and hers is the day after mine. Wait, yeah, day after mine. I barely keep up with my own birthday. But yeah. Well, come say happy birthday. Nita wants to say happy birthday, Funk.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I don't think I've ever had an upside down happy birthday wish. I appreciate it.
First time for everything.
You know what? Only Oscars. I know you're kidding, but one day it's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, "I'm curious if you're gonna get a Glow Oscar."
Oh, Kristen's here. Hey, my girl. That's my girl. She's my
Kristen.
bestie. Yeah.
Oh, you got a bestie?
Yes, I do. The first one that I've actually had that was actually a decent one in my entire life. I knew a girl for like 18 years, and she was the most toxic thing I've ever had in my life, I think. So
thank you for the birthday wishes, Christopher. Y'all need to watch his channel more.
I still don't pay attention. I don't pay attention. No, it's Funk's birthday every day, Skipper says.
Skipper,
Hey,
you
Skipper.
shut your filthy mouth.
Or the not filthy enough mouth for Funk.
I'm Christopher.
Oh, Christopher, you wouldn't know anything about Friends, so you wouldn't be able to tell.
Oh man. Anyway,
Just got issues. I got whole subscriptions though, so I don't know what that is about.
so
Oh,
what's your biggest fish?
my biggest fish right now. Well, do geos get bigger than? Well, right now it's angels.
Yep. What, that red hump, it'll get about 8 inches.
Okay, well, I've got 2 of those, but they're just like stub adults right now, and then I've got 4 electric blue cars, and then 2 adult electric blue cars. I've axolotls, but they're not technically fished.
How did axolotls get into the fish genre? How did that happen?
I'm not really sure how they got into the fish industry. I think it was more because they're aquatic, so they're mostly sold with aquatic pets and stuff. So, I mean, a lot of people think they are fish, but they're actually just salamanders that won't ever morph, usually, for the most part. So, but since they're fully aquatic, a lot of people blanket them in with fish, at least in my experience.
So they have legs, they don't have scales.
Right.
They're actually a salamander, and they take cold water.
Mm-hmm.
So how they ended up in the fish thing, I don't know. How did that happen?
I don't know. Like, I really don't. I know they're either extinct or almost extinct in the wild, and they only come from one of 3 lakes in Mexico.
In Mexico, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and I
yeah,
know that they started being collected to be for not genetic, but for regeneration research, because they can regenerate pretty much any part of their body, even part of their brain.
Too. Me too.
Well, why didn't you generate you a brain in the first place then?
What? I got plenty of brains. I keep them aside in case something
I had to do
happens.
my smart ass thing. Sorry.
But I got plenty. I got like a whole cabinet full of them in case something happens.
Yes, that's my mini me, Andrew. That's my mini.
Funk has asked us. Wait,
What do you? No, you need to go this way. Where you? If you want, you have to go this way.
Left is right, right is left.
I'm trying to point to him.
Oh, yeah, you were pointing
There
the
we
right
go.
way. Funk?
Asked, what's our biggest fish? My biggest fish is a Siamese algae eater.
That's true, but he's not very big yet.
Not yet.
He's only about this long.
What you got? And see, that fish right there is an evil fish. You got an evil fish.
He's perfect. Not a Chinese algae eater, a Siamese algae eater.
Oh yeah, yes, you're right. I'm wrong.
That somebody had we bought that somebody had said was a doctor fish, a rupagara, but then I took it home and then I started garufa. Sorry, anyway, garufa, and which is the doctor fish, and I brought it home thinking, oh, that'll be cool. Well, it was humongous, and so I started looking up information on those, and they're not.
Yeah,
but
yeah, you're right.
I started sucking the slime coat off my fish, killed 3 of my fish, and I didn't know what was going on.
Like, it's funny because I watch these videos and be like, the fish that should never be in a hobby, and they'll say weird stuff like, you should never have like a bala shark, or you should never have this, or you should never, and they'll never say the Chinese algae either. And I'm like, why don't you put this fish in there? You know what I mean?
Evil.
They'll say like the red-tailed catfish, and I'm like, okay, you know, but
Titan.
I'm gonna go play Black Ops 1 now. Bye.
Okay, bye. Peace out.
Later.
Get the fuck out of my living room.
But they'll never say that fish, and I'm like, yo, that's an evil fish,
right? Yeah, it made me feel... Sorry, go ahead.
Now I was reading. She only Oscars. June lost her Cory cat, but
the ones that I sent you, they'll come out. They'll come out soon. They're babies right now, and they put an air stone out against the glass and turn it up, and they'll be pacing the glass and playing in the airflow in the air stone like in no time. I sent her some Corys. She bought some Corys for me in Jeff Pelham's auction. Oh, that's another thing. On the 30th, I think of this coming month, Jeff's having another auction. He has one about once a month, and I sell some of my stuff in there sometimes. And a lot of people come and sell stuff, so I gotta check that out.
How's that work? There's a lot of auctions. I know Skipper has an auction every once in a while. How's that work? So you sell your fish on Jeff Pelham's channel,
right?
How does that work? Like how does
he picks up the buyer and the seller? I give him a list of the things I want to sell. You get like 4 or 5 lots, just depending on the situation. And
Uh-huh.
then you post what you're getting. Person comes in, everybody bids. The winner gets your contact information, and then you arrange the difference. You arrange the shipping and payment and all that together.
So what does you don't have any fish big enough to eat them, do you? Only Oscars.
No.
So what does I mean? Not to be funny, I've always wondered about this. What does Jeff get out of this scenario?
I don't
Is
think
he just
gets
doing it
anything
out of the
but-
kindness of his heart?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be. I don't think he gets anything out of it because he doesn't handle the money and he doesn't handle anything like that. He gets sell stuff in the auction and he buys stuff from the auction. So maybe
That
it's
seems
just
like a lot of work. That seems like a lot of work
Yeah, he
very-
works really hard on it.
for no reward.
I
He's
don't
just
know,
a nice friggin' guy, ain't he?
Let me tell you something. He is. I tell him all the damn time, you are too nice. You need to start bucking up on these people.
I
Don't
always
let them
thought that
run
he
over
got. I always thought that the auctioneer got like a little taste, a little
From what I
taste.
understand, they usually do, but not as I didn't have to when I paid people, and they didn't have to when they paid me. So
I always thought the auctioneer got a little taste, and I'm like, damn.
No.
Okay. Well, shoot.
Yeah, in real life they do. June said, "Yep."
Well, then, hey, I was good then.
I think people should be
I
like throwing a little bit towards Jeff whenever he does these auctions. Be
maybe.
like, hey, here's a couple dollars just for being cool, just for doing
Yeah.
this for us.
So does well, I didn't know that. I don't go to a lot of these auctions because I don't buy anything. I don't.
Yeah.
I have such a fear of buying stuff I can't see.
Yeah,
I am very picky because I don't have a lot of money. So when I
Yeah.
buy something, I'm that guy who sits there and like stares at all the fish and I'm like, that one, right? There'd be 80 fish in a damn tank. I
And you
want
gotta have
that
that
one. Because I don't have a lot of money, so I don't I don't want
gotta
to
get what you like.
Yeah, so getting stuff that I can't see and trusting somebody else, I'm kind of you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't really buy fish that I on auctions or anything like that. And
Well, they have other stuff like live cultures and different
to
things
be
like
honest
that
with
too.
you, I'm very, very cheap. So it's almost a guarantee that anybody could easily beat me. Cause I'll go like, oh, I'll pay that much. And as soon as somebody be like, well, I'll pay $1 more, I'm like, I'm out. I'm not gonna do this.
Well, that's fine though, because the Fajaka that I'm getting that I was telling you about, he was selling for $1, and then and just shipping in $1.
So how much did you get it for?
I'm getting him for just shipping.
What?
But because it got sent to another person, and that person's sending it to me eventually.
Oh, okay.
At the point. So, but yeah, they were really great. So I mean, it's really great because that's actually good. One of my little tips and tricks going to fish swaps or auctions, especially like your local fish club auctions. You can get. I got 7 Kalitawa for $20 freaking. And Kalitawa are very apparently well sought in this industry because they're new to the hobby. So I not only found the fish that I wanted, but I got it for $20 for 7 of them. So
I would be thoroughly impressed if I knew what a carrot top was.
they sell 25. Kalitawa sell for about $20 to $25 each.
What is it though?
It's
I
a
never heard of a
rainbow fish.
carrot top. Oh, it's a rainbow fish. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's only been in the hobby since like 2019.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Let's see what somebody said my name.
Uh,
Mandarin Gobi says Aqua Funk arowanas are aggressive toward other fish in his territory in his tank.
okay. Was that a statement, or are you asking? Are they?
True, I would say not really. People have arowanas in other aquariums all the time. You would have to need a big enough aquarium, and you would have to have the other fish big enough that the arowana won't want to eat.
Yeah.
But being that the arowana is a fish that really only swims primarily at the top of the aquarium. I mean, they will swim across the middle and the bottom, but that's just because most aquariums are only like 2.5 feet tall, and in the wild, they don't. They
They're
have
like 2 feet tall.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like the top of the river or wherever they're living in. You know that's the top of the river is 2.5 feet. You know what I mean? So they don't really take up too. I would say no. Yes and no. They are a big fish that can eat other fish, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't really. It happens. Yes,
said-
they're aggressive fish, but they can be put with other fish all the time.
He said he means Giardini arowanas. I think I'm pronouncing that right.
Giardinis. I like Giardinis. Never had a Giardini. If I had an arowana, it would be a Giardini. I do know they're more aggressive, but I like the look of the Giardini. The tail of a silver arowana creeps me out.
No.
It just does the body shape of a silver arowana creeps me out. If I had a arowana, it would be a Giardini. But from what I understand, the Giardini arowana is not necessarily the arrow. It's like an offshoot. It's an arowana, but apparently it's like the offshoot. You know what I mean?
Like a relative.
Yeah. Then you have the Asian arowana. I mean, there's like 3 different arowanas. There's the Asian, the South American, and then you have the African. You know what I mean? So yeah, they're all cousins, but I like the Giardini. Personally, that's my favorite.
Skipper will
I
be
don't.
having a great one soon. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you. I thought you were done.
No. I think the Asian arowana looks good. I'm just not. I don't think they. I don't think they're priced. They look so good that they should cost that much. I do think they should be legal in the United States, first of all, but I don't think they should cost that much. I'm sorry.
Maritime says, speaking of auctions, Skipper will be having a great one here soon.
Okay.
Well, if somebody wants to grab Skipper's auctions link and toss it in the chat, you guys can.
Yeah. Only
That way
Oscars
we
bring
can
up
all
a yeah. Sorry. Only Oscars bring up a great point about Giardinis. They are smaller, so they're more reasonable as far as tank requirements. So yeah.
That's good. I don't really know a lot about arowanas. I'm not as close as I come to monster fish are the Acaras and the Geos and well now the puffer that I probably won't be keeping all its life because if it gets 18 inches, I'm gonna have to find a big old tank and I don't know where I'm gonna get one of those at this moment.
Well, you got time.
Yeah, I've got the 90-gallon Bowfront riverbed tank that's got my white clouds and my Hellstreams in it right now, and I'm going to be putting some banded killifish in it. But the way I was thinking is there's not a ton, so worst case scenario, if I still had that going, by the time the Fahaka got big enough, I can pop them in there and move them out and pop them in there for a while.
Just put the Fahaka in there with them right now. That way the
cold water.
Fahaka could grow. Oh, we'll put a heater in there and put the Fahaka in there. That way the Fahaka could grow faster after he eats all those other fish.
He's only the size of a puffer right now.
It's a win-win.
And no, it's not. I like my white clouds and hill streams.
He'll like them too.
No, I'm sure he will. Go. He'll be like,
Mel, I've never got. You know what trips me out? So a couple of these people, like I've seen June before. I've seen Sweet Acre. I've seen Jeff Pelham. I've even seen Fishscapes on your. Was that the girl Mel, right? Fishscapes is Mel, right? Yeah, I seen her on your that infamous
live stream
thing. Live stream. I've seen a couple of people in here, not many, but I do this thing where I try and imagine what everybody looks like.
Yeah, I do that too sometimes. I'm bad at it. I'm really bad at it.
Oh yeah, and when I see them, I'm like, you don't look nothing.
You're nothing like what you should look like.
Hey, what's up, redneck?
I think there's a bunch of people come in here. Stan, Chris, I don't think I said hi to anybody. I am so sorry, guys. I can't keep up with the chat because I've only got one device. So I'm trying to look at it on the TV, and it scrolls up, and I can't scroll it back down. So I missed a lot of comments.
So for all of y'all who just came in, Mike D, what's up? For all y'all who just came in, don't forget to hit that thumbs up.
Right.
You know,
don't hurt nobody.
Pull it out of your high knees and hit it. Do like that.
Or
Just don't
twerk on
smell
it,
it.
like he was saying. Oh,
Yeah.
Chris said she's already been here. Yeah, but I don't think I've said hello to anybody since like the beginning of the stream. So anybody that came in that I didn't say hello to, my apologies. Forgive me, please.
So yeah, I like often think of what this person probably looks like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, huh?
I was laughing at Mel's comment. She said Dan from Everyday Fish Keeping, the fish and hits guy, said he thought she was an African American. He was way off.
Most of these people, a lot of times, I think a lot of these people are women, and then they're like, "No, I'm a guy." I'm like, "Oh, my bad."
Yeah. Yeah, I
You
do
know?
that too. Okay, Jeff, you can pop your auction link in there too. Just go ahead. That's cool. So
I did not.
yeah.
I did not know, Jeff. You did that for free, man. That's nuts.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he takes care of it really well. I mean, he streamlines it pretty well. He's got it where everybody can see the product and see the people who are selling it, and and then they talk about shipping and all that. They're really thorough.
So, good. Mandarin Gomes says, Aqua Funk, did you ever have dragonfly larva in your aquarium or pond? So I'm gonna put this down for a sec. So I ain't gonna be able to read anybody's thing. So me, Fish Keeping Jamaica, and another YouTuber had a beta breeding competition. We were all friends. We was all like, "Hey, let's have a competition on breeding of a particular fish." One person was in Indiana, one person was in Jamaica, and then I'm here in Florida. It was like, what fish have none of us ever bred and have experience with, but never bred? And we was like, betas. We never bred betas.
Mhm.
So we was like, oh, we all get a male and 2 females, and we will all try and breed them in whatever method we see fit. So we all bred them different methods, whatever method we see fit. I did a 10-gallon tank with 2 dividers, put the male in the middle, 2 females on either side, sponge filter, heater, got a female, 2 females and a male. Boom. Another guy did a tote with a piece of plastic and used Indian almond leaves and stuff like that. And then the guy in Jamaica, I forgot how he did it. He did it like Dexter's World with like a jar and stuff like that. Anyway, I went and got plants, and I got plants from outside, and I got plants. There was a lot of what's it called? I think you call it wisteria. I think they call it wisteria.
Water wisteria.
Water Sprite. It's called Water Sprite, and they have Water Sprite, and I put that in the tank. You know what I mean? And it looked really good. And I got my betas to breed. So did Fish Keep in Jamaica.
Nice.
The guy in Indiana, those fish kept jumping out of the tote. So he was out of the competition. So it's me and Fish Keep in Jamaica. I got them to breed. But they were gone. They disappeared. Boom, eggs disappeared. I was like, oh, he's eating them. Because I used to breed angelfish. So in my mind, they did the same thing to angelfish.
Mm-hmm.
Fish Keep in Jamaica, no luck. I got him to do it twice. Fish Keep in Jamaica, no luck. Again, the eggs were gone. Then I got fry. I saw the fry swimming around. Now the rule was we had to get the fry to be a certain size. Fish Keeper Jamaica got his fry to grow. Boom. He had fry. I had fry. My fry was bigger, but they weren't ready yet. And then they started dying off. I was like, where'd my fry go? Then I saw this thing dart across my tank. Real fast. I was like, oh, one got really big. No. A damn dragonfly nymph. Yeah, dragonfly nymph came on one of the plants that I put in the tank. And he's been eating the dang on whatchamacallits. And Fish Keeping Jamaica won because this damn dragonfly nymph murked all my dang on beta fry. So yeah, I have had it, but not in a pond. I had it inside my tank at home from getting plants from outside. Dang it. That's what, that's what happened to me.
Yeah. I've never had one. I'm lucky. I don't really want to get one because it would freak me the fuck out.
Yeah, they were creepy. They look like aliens.
Yeah, they are. They do, and they're big too. They get freaking massive. Like,
Yeah.
ooh.
It wasn't a dragonfly nymph. It was the other one. It was the one right beneath it. It was another nymph, but it wasn't a dragonfly. It was the one underneath it. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, I don't know. Is there argument going on in my chat?
Let me see. You ever get a cherry barb to breed? I don't breed barbs.
I'm talking to Jeff, I think.
Oh,
They're arguing because the next song
somebody.
said what's to be jealous of, a bunch of no sales. So they're arguing.
I guess somebody just got rid of Mandarin Gobi.
There's no telling. They got
What
rid
do
of
you-
it. What do you mean, man? Why would they get rid of Mandarin?
I guess Jeff Pelham got rid of Mandarin because Jeff
Maybe.
Pelham and Mandarin were going back and forth, and everything from Mandarin Gobi's gone.
Maritime. It was Maritime, I think.
I don't know.
The Maritime is the one that was saying and stuff. So, hold on.
Anyway, what do you do with it? You killed it in a aquarium or outside? I took the betas out. I took the beta out because at that point I removed the female beta. Then I took the male beta out, and because I couldn't catch it, and I had all those plants, so I just kind of scratched it. I dumped the whole tank out because I couldn't catch the little nymph.
Okay,
and it was over. It was over. Yeah,
Christopher, I think you got the wrong person because that was Mandarin. Mandarin was being rude, or because
I was being rude. Kick me out. If I was a mod, I'd kick myself out.
Bye. No. I don't know. Like, whatever's going on, whoever's causing problems, you can get the fuck out because I don't want to deal with this shit. So go away. Somebody, like, if people aren't being, hey, give them a warning and then kick their ass.
Kick their ass. Virtually?
Yeah, kick their ass. Out.
Virtually.
Out. Yes. Well, I mean, if they want to do it in person, that's not up to me. And I ain't condoning that shit because I ain't getting charges.
But Shirley said,
Mandarin, I think they were talking about somebody else. They just got your name mixed up. That's all. Don't worry. We're not talking about you.
No, not you. You're cool, Mandarin.
You're cool. Maritime Fish Keeper. I think I've said hi to him a few times, but I don't know what's going on. So I hate to take sides because I don't know what's going on. Hello, Craig.
That's like the guy from How High. Mm-hmm. You're cool. F you, you're cool. I'm out.
Yeah, I remember that. That was hilarious.
That's Cuban B.
Okay, so Craig just come in. How long? Oh my God, we've been going over 2 hours. Can you believe this?
Yep. What's up, Craig?
Exactly, Mike D. No need to argue. Good vibes only. That's the whole point of the thing.
You ever seen Craig's live stream?
I want to say yeah, but I go through I try to go to everybody's live stream when it's notified.
I'm gonna go ahead and explain to you Craig's live stream.
Okay,
Craig, I'm gonna explain your live stream, and if you don't know if you've seen it or not, once I explain it to you, if you've seen it, you're gonna know immediately.
Okay.
So imagine you see this little Aussie run around, damn near butt naked, moving really fast, cleaning multiple tanks, and then a horse comes into the fish room, and then Craig goes, damn dog, and the dog in the shadow, and the dog shadow, and then he goes back to cleaning the tanks furiously. When I say cleaning furiously, he furiously cleans these tanks at about 100 miles an hour, back and forth. And this ain't once a week. This is every damn day.
Oh,
and he's damn near butt naked. And it's awesome. And then his wife will say something. Belinda will say something in the background. And then he'll be like, ran around. He's got a deep, scraggly voice. And then you hear Belinda be like, well, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then she'll yell at him, and then he'll be like, "Ra-da-da-da-da-da," and then she'll be like, "Ra-da-da-da-da," and then he'll be like, "Okay," and then he'll go back to cleaning fish tanks. It's awesome. I love Craig, I love Belinda, and I love Shadow.
Well,
If you,
he said, Jeff says, I love Phantom. If that's who I think it is, one of his dogs or whatever.
it's
or-
a horse. It's not a
It's
dog.
horse?
It's a horse.
Well, then I don't know. I didn't see no horse, but I saw somebody say they liked Phantom in that chat too. So I think I've been there, just wasn't for very long. I wasn't there long enough to see the horse.
Dogs do not grow that tall. I don't care. This is a horse disguised as a dog. That's what it is. It's a horse. It's a horse
Yeah, I
disguised as
think
a
I've
dog.
seen him.
Yeah, no. So yeah,
Rachel. Hey, Rachel.
yeah, no. He has what's the dog? Scooby Doo dog.
The Great Dane.
He has a Great Dane. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Phantom.
those are little horses. And yeah.
And Phantom, I believe, does stuff on purpose to piss Craig off. It seems like he does it on purpose. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because like sometimes Phantom will get up on his hind legs and he's taller than Craig. It's so funny. But no, Craig's a good guy.
Somebody get Craig's channel and put it in the chat.
But
yeah, he is a cool guy.
And Craig lead me like so in Australia, you know how like in the United States you have New York, you have California, you have Texas, you have Louisiana, and they all have different dialects.
Right.
You know? Well, apparently like Australia has that too. It's hard for me to understand what Craig is saying when he gets going. Like when he's talking normal, I could understand him.
Right.
But when he gets worked up, I have no clue what he's saying because he gets real Aussie. Real freaking Aussie. I don't know what the hell he's saying. That's my dude. I love Craig, Belinda, and Shadow. They cool people. Well, the dog ain't cool people, but he's cool.
Well, he could be. Maybe a person in a dog costume.
He's a horse in a dog's costume is what he is.
Maybe he goes, roll, roll, Rocky. That's the best I can do. That's all you get from me. Sorry, people.
Yeah.
Craig's from the Texas part of Australia. I'm so sorry for you. That must be really hot.
Isn't all of Australia hot as hell?
Yeah, probably. But if it's the Texas of Australia, that's got to be another level. It's like exponentially hot.
Yeah.
Okay. So anybody, we got more questions or we want to change subject? We want to wrap up. What do we want to do? Thank you, Mel, for Craig's link. Everybody go say hi to him. Well, not right now. Till we're done. Okay, let's see. Most of it is hot. They do have mountains that get snow. That sounds about right. So, anyway. So what are you doing after this, Funk?
Probably get me something to eat.
Me too. That sounds like a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people's no. The fat girl got to eat, man. I think it's so funny. People get so shocked when I say that, when I say fat girl or something.
It's definitely hard because you know you got society always saying you can't say that, so it definitely takes people like, oh, what do I do? I can't.
Well, they instantly think I'm insulting myself, but I don't take it as an insult. It's a fact of life. Like I have brown hair and I'm fat. It's just the other people are taking it as an insult is because they think being fat is like one of the worst things you can be. I'm sorry, but there are worse things than being fat. So I don't take it as an insult. I
don't take it like that. I take it like it puts people in an uncomfortable place because I guess what you're saying is somebody saying it? Okay, if a guy says it, here, I'll tell you, if a guy be like, yeah, I get my fat ass to do this, it's funny, haha. Yeah. But if a girl says it, it's like, oh, she's degrading herself.
You're being so bad. Don't be so hard on yourself, dude.
Yeah. That's the feeling.
I hate that's the double standard
that's
we
the
were
feeling.
talking about.
Yeah, but we're kind of trained to feel that way. But if a guy says it, it's like,
yeah. Which is why I say shit like that all the time. Like I say my fat ass in the house and stuff like that. Because like I said, I'm so tired of people using fat as an insult. That's like using
Hmm.
woman as an insult. It's like there's nothing wrong with being either of two things. And if somebody says, "Well, when they're fat, they're unhealthy," A, nah, not every time. And B, who gives a shit? It's not your health, so why does it matter to you?
Yeah,
You
I
don't
ain't
like
fat. I'm
looking at
big
them, look
bone.
somewhere else.
I'm husky. I'm husky.
Huh?
I'm big boned.
I'm big boned. I'm big boned.
Yeah. Do you ever had velvet gold dust disease in your planet aquarium? So the gold dust, I don't know. I never heard of gold dust disease. Velvet, I've had on fish. I don't. As far as planet aquariums go, um, I think you're asking me planet aquariums because of medication. I think
Probably.
that's right. So velvet, the best way I've ever cured velvet, because I don't get a lot of illnesses in my aquariums because I am very, very picky when it comes to fish. But I've seen a lot of angelfish with velvet. I've gotten angelfish with velvet before. It hasn't shown up until after I got it, but that's just the nature of velvet sometimes. So fish with velvet, I'll remove them and put them into a sick tank, and I'll usually treat that with just salt and water changes. And it's they usually fine with that. You know, I raise the temperature up. I usually keep my temperature at 82 anyway, but salt and water changes usually does the trick for me as far as velvet goes. You can put Ic-X or something like that because Ic-X Ic-X has a lot of different stuff in it as far as like a broad treatment, to be honest with you. But yeah, salt works fine for velvet, in my
Well, what
opinion.
about cupramine? I heard cupramine's like the atomic bomb of medications, and it works on just about any external parasite.
See, that's my point. Like, I don't get a whole lot of sick fish, so I try and keep my regimen as far as medications to be as natural as possible.
Yeah.
Water changes and salt really does a lot
Yeah, it does.
for because the only sicknesses I will ever get will be like a fungal infection.
Yeah, I do that sometimes.
And really, water changes and salt are the best things for fungal infections, in my opinion. Now, high temperatures and salt ain't really all that great for plants, so that's why I say put them in a quarantine tank. But yeah, that velvet, I've never really had a problem with fish dying from velvet, to be honest with you.
I've never had it, so at least I don't think I have.
It's not the worst thing in the world as far as illnesses goes when you get fish, to be honest. It's like the least, like, if anybody said what illness would you rather have, velvet or ick, it would definitely be velvet. You know what I mean? Aqua Funk, water changes and salt help with basically everything. It's just the fish has its own natural immune system that it wants to work. Now, will it work every single time? No. Sometimes there are some things that you need medications on. It's how much money you're willing to put into that fish.
Right.
Let's be real. I'm gonna be 100%. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes on my channel, I'll do videos that people kind of like, they clutch pearls and stuff. But how much is General Cure? Let's be real. How much is a thing of General Cure?
I think it's like $14 or something, or 12 bucks.
$14. And how off and on the regiment, it only gives you a couple of capsules. But you know what I'm saying? It's kind of expensive. Now, you buy a fish. How much is a tetra? How much are you really willing to put into this tetra?
Yeah.
Let's be serious. Like,
I'm
how much?
over softy, so
Huh?
I'm a pushover softy, so I try to treat as many. If the fish gets sick, I try to treat them if I can. But I don't always have medication, so sometimes I just have to go with the salt and water changes.
But you see my point, like, so it's like how much you're really willing to put into healing this fish, because
Right.
you could put a lot of money into healing a fish and then it still die on you. So
Yeah,
it's you
exactly.
know,
Rachel.
it's a tough call. It's a tough
Yeah.
call. The best way, here's the truth of the matter with everybody, and I'm terrible because I'm be a hypocrite on this one. I am. The best way is to be very, very picky as to where you get your fish.
Right.
Get them from the same place. If you find a place that really takes care of their fish, if they quarantine their fish before you get them,
That's great.
only get your fish from there. Be very, very picky as to where you get them from. If you find that there's one particular place that you never really get sick fish from, then
Yeah.
only get your fish from there. If there's another place that has a fish that you really want, but you always get sick fish from there, don't get that fish.
Yeah, ask your good one to order for you.
Yeah. Then when you do get that fish, be very, very picky. Be that guy, girl guy, and stand there and watch. Hey,
Yeah.
can you feed this fish? When did you get this fish? Has it been eating? You know what I'm saying?
Now.
Yeah, can you see it now? You know, can and then when they're picking, when they're in there with the net, no. I want that one.
Yeah.
Then when you get it home, really you should be putting in a quarantine tank.
Yeah.
I say that, but I don't have a quarantine tank. You want to know why? Because all my quarantine tanks turn into display tanks.
I do that too. I've had so many quarantine things.
But then once you have your fish in your tank, regular water change, I'm not even gonna say a regular routine, maintenance routine. That will help. I'm not saying it's gonna make it so that you never have a sick fish.
No.
It will definitely help.
Yeah, reduce the stress and gives
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Also, logging everything that you've done to your tanks, logging everything helps you if you do get a sick fish to look back and say, okay, I changed this, or I did this differently, or I got a new fish and didn't quarantine, or you can look back and help you diagnose the cause and effect. So that's really important too. So I have an app called the Aquarium something or other. It's a really good app and it's free. And you can, hold on, I can look and find out.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And MNC Aquarium Aquatics, yeah. So as far as it goes, yeah, heat doesn't always work, but that's why a lot of people need to understand there's actually 3 cycles in the ick life cycle. There's three life. It goes through 3 different cycles in its life cycle. It goes from the ick that you see to an egg to a larva, and each one of them, each stage in its life cycle, you have to treat it differently, but you have to understand that there's 3 cycles, 3 stages, and that's where, salt, heat, water changes, and if medication's necessary, all 3 of those are necessary. But you have to know the 3 stages. So yeah, you're right. There, heat alone is not going to do it. Yeah. All right, babe. I think we're probably gonna be done in a little bit. All right. All right. You got me in trouble. See, people in the chat, the live is all fun and everything. Y'all got me in trouble. That's what y'all get for making this live chat live.
I was trying to sit here and talk to you, and then I realized my stupid thing was on mute. And I can't get this back on the thing. Oh well, I'll just hold it. Yeah, I put maybe I didn't put it in there. Hold on. I'm putting the link to it's called the Aqua Diary or Aquarium Diary. And you can customize it. You can put anything you want in there. You can schedule maintenance. You can just jot down anything. Like seriously, and it's free. Like they very seldom, if ever, have ads either. So
yeah, MNC, I agree. It heats it up to get it to the next stage.
Yeah,
the heat will get it to the next stage faster, which helps because once it's in its next stage, you can try and get rid of it through. Once it's in its egg stage, you could speed it up to get it to its larva stage. Well, then water changes will help with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. No.
I don't like doing the heat up thing because I think it stresses a fish that's not used to that heat out more, and it's already stressed out from the illness. I think it just can make situation worse, and I don't see any reason why you couldn't wait that extra, 3 to 4 days or whatever for it to happen on its own. You know what I mean? It should be a pain in the butt for a little longer.
I just noticed that it's worked for me.
Yeah.
So I did a video one time on what was it? What did I call it? You know how um routines or
Mhm.
people have like sports like athletes, they were like, I always do this every time. I wear the same drawers. I never wash these underwear
Yeah.
on game day. It's
Yeah.
stuff that you do all the time because you feel like it works. Like you know
Right.
what I mean? Like it's something that I do all the time, and it whether it works for me or not,
Right.
it's something that I always do,
Yeah, it's a
and
routine.
it's a routine. It may not work. It may just be a coincidence that the other stuff is
Mhm.
actually what's working for you, and that's
Right.
just thrown in there. But I'm sticking with it. You
Yeah.
know,
Right.
I think we all have that as fish keepers. There's something we do that we feel is your secret to success. You know, whether it be I like extra water flow because that's the secret to my success. I
Mhm.
like extra oxygen because my secret to success is I only feed every 2 days, or
Right.
something you do differently that you feel is a secret to your success. And
Right.
when it comes to it, for me, I do believe for me that now I know some people, like you said, don't think the heat because whatever. That's
Right.
fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? Whatever works for you. That's fine.
Right. Okay. Let's see. Whoa, we've been here 2.5 hours. What? And hello, Melvin. Hello. Thanks for coming. How many
Hold up.
people? We got
Wait.
20 people in here. Huh?
Who's Melvin?
Norfolk Southern Ponds.
No, hey Melvin. Is it the Melvin I think it is with the multi-personality disorder?
The one that always changes his name.
I love that guy, but I'm telling you, he confuses me every year because you need to give me notice that you changed your name and
Right.
what it's
2
gonna
weeks.
be. You gotta give me notice, man. You know you're my boy. I've been rocking with Melvin for damn near 6 or 7 years. For real. And he started doing it, and I was like, hold up, wait, what? Melvin. So Melvin, at one time, Melvin was the Dark Phoenix. Yeah, and the Dark Phoenix didn't like me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, the Dark Phoenix didn't like me, and the Dark Phoenix would sing a song whenever I came into his chat, and it would creep me the heck out. And I would really like when I say like I'm not kidding, like it would really creep me out. Like it would send shivers on my neck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he knew it, and he would always do it on purpose.
Push that button.
This is what Melvin would do. He would get low. He would get low like this on his live stream. You ready? He would do just like that. 1, 2, Phoenix coming for you. 3, 4, Aqua, lock your door. And I was like, stop, bro. Like, cut it out,
That's
man. It's
funny. That's not funny.
it's to you, but to me, it's like he's looking into my soul.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what you were yelling. That's not funny. That's not funny.
It's not funny, man.
Oh. So what did you get in trouble for? Are you on here too long? Because we can cut it out if you'd like.
Yeah, she just walked in with my plate and was like,
Well, I should have warned you. My live streams go between 2 and 3 hours usually. So apparently we
Well-
get up here talking and can't stop. So
normally my live streams is an hour because I'm by myself, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, what else? I can't talk no more. I can't talk no more.
Well, I
My
do
mouth is
appreciate you
dry.
coming up here with me.
It's no problem.
So maybe we can do this again sometime and actually have a guided conversation or something.
It won't happen. It will
No,
not
but we
happen.
can try.
It won't happen. I'm telling you, it won't happen. This is why I can't do the live streams.
Do not look at the chat.
I can't, yeah, I just can't look at the chat ever. Anyway,
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take off so Funk can quit getting in trouble on his birthday. So everybody
See, look,
say goodbye.
look. He's
But-
doing it right now. He's
I
doing
know
it
I
right
told
now.
you don't look
Stop
at the chat. I told you don't look at the chat. Don't listen. Oh. Okay, so everybody say goodbye real quick, and we're gonna let Funk go so he can enjoy his birthday with his people. So thank you, Chris, for coming. Thank you all for coming. It was fun. We had a good time. I'm planning on doing another one next Saturday. That's going to be the routine at the same time. If something happens and I can't do it or won't do it for whatever reason, I will post on my Facebook or no, on my YouTube channel on a post. So, I'm shaking the phone.
Hit the thumbs up on your way out. Hit the thumbs
Yes.
up.
It doesn't hurt anything. Come on, people. Don't be selfish.
Don't be slick.
Right? All right, guys. See you later and have a great day.